Right.
And we're live!
What up? What
What up?
up?
Beep, beep, beep,
Oh
beep, beep. All the
shit!
air horns, all the air horns. Hey everyone. Pew, pew, pew. How is it going? Thank you guys for joining us on this lovely
Ugh.
Wednesday afternoon. My name is Megan, coming to you the Ghost World floating head of the Wacom Experience Center here in Portland, Oregon. Um, Super stoked to bring you another fabulous edition of Creative Conversations. I love these streams. They're always great. We get to have really cool, relatively candid, crazy conversations with super amazing artists from around
Yes.
the world. And today we are talking to one of my most favorite artists and favorite people,
Oh
Mr.
shucks.
Gear Duran. Aw, shucks.
What
Uh,
up?
hey, sir. How are you? How's it
I
going?
am well. How are you?
Good. I know we're live. We're live, everybody. We're live. So for those of you that don't follow Gear, please go do that now. He's on all the socials. Instagram is great. Twitter's cool. Gear Duran. It's you can't miss him. He's easy to spot. There are no others that could even hold a candle to the man.
Oh, you shush.
So if
You
there's
you
another Gear Duran in this world, I'm coming. Like we're coming for him. It's not gonna last. It's just not gonna last. But
We'll
super
find him. We'll kill
multidisciplinary artist. You've been in the game for a long time and
him. Yes.
have so much work to show for it. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Yeah, just tell us. Just hit it. Tell us about yourself. Who are you,
Oh my God.
sir?
Okay. Well, let's see. I'm 42 years old, and I've
Welcome.
been doing digital illustration since my first experience with it is back in maybe the whole 90s dot-com boom era, right? Like, 95, 96. Left the house at 16. Earlier than that, I was airbrushing t-shirts at the mall in seventh grade and was pretty at an early age, just making money, decent money actually at the time, as an artist. And so got kicked out of the school you get kicked out of school. I got kicked out of that school. So I was like, you know what, screw this, man. Like I'm passionate about my art.
Yeah.
I left there, I self-educated, moved in with all like the around the mid 90s, very like hardcore, like Fox Living Tonight, they rave,
Yeah.
that whole era, right? When raves were cool. And back in my day,
I know.
we
Pull
even
out
had
that
after
cane, sir.
parties. God. And so lived with a bunch of like hackers, script kiddies, virus writers, musicians, computer software engineers. I mean, these are people that really were like, hey, you know what? We know you're a decent artist. We know you like to use spray paint.
Yep.
Why don't we introduce you to doing art on the computer? I was like, sweet. They're like, all right, man, we each we all kind of pitched in, got you a rig, and we've got Photoshop 2.5. All right,
Woo!
the
Loving
old way
some
back machine.
pre
And
CC Photoshop here.
yeah, no kidding, no kidding. So yeah, no, it was you would make a brush stroke. It's like, er, er. And I was like, how come it's doing that? You need more RAM. And I'm like, I need more RAM. So they like mashed it out. Finally, they're like, okay, now you should be like good to go, right? And so then, God, I mean, we're just doing things like, yeah, it's taking me like 2 weeks to pirate Photoshop. It's like off a dial up back then. You know what I mean? You see all like we're like news groups, and it was just like you see like, oh yeah, like week one, it's like just taking forever, like pirate stuff. Now it's like click, okay, great, I got the new ZBrush.
Oh my
You know what I
goodness.
mean? So, not that we're endorsing that behavior, but
No,
I'm
but
saying I'm just making a
Wi-Fi and
comparison as far
computer
as
speeds have vastly improved. Thank you,
yeah,
technology.
uber elite hacksaws.
That's
So
right.
I've been doing graffiti art. Oh God, for about 30 years now. So I've been doing it for a hot minute. So I always say how to break eggs to make an omelet, but damn, I make some pretty decent omelets. But
You've made
you know,
some great omelets. You've made some really great omelets.
thank
Um,
you, thank you,
yeah,
and thank you.
Photoshop BC
Yeah,
is
yeah,
perfect.
no kidding, no
Perfect,
kidding.
Carter.
So
That was amazing. So
yeah,
one thing, you've talked about your start with traditional media and spray cans and spray paint and kind of graffiti style, and then growing into computer and digital art, which I think a lot of artists that kind of came up came up in your time,
Yeah.
kind of had also gone through. You use so many different mediums.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
you like walk us through like a quick visual blast? Everyone, hold on to your seats. This is going to be intense. Of like your style, because you have a really unique style that, of course, you have like grown with and morphed and
Yeah.
molded into your style. But I feel like it's also your style is indicative of the tools that you use. So for those
Well,
of you that don't know his work or aren't familiar, let's go through like the slideshow of Gear's creative life.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can just go to like, I mean, I could just go to my website and kind of click through stuff.
Yeah, that's
Is that
perfect. Yeah.
acceptable? Instead of going through all my shady, shifty files of
Let's talk about
PDF
file
goodness.
organization today,
Yeah.
Gear. We're cleaning your desktop.
Right, right.
Thanks for
All
not
right,
having
first we're
to.
going to go on the Tor network. Let's
See,
see.
benefits of being a really great artist is you want to have like maybe your favorite piece of art as your desktop artwork, and then you don't want to cover it with icons, which also helps in file
Right, right.
management. So,
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, no. And then I want to give props to my little fiance. She was able to kind of toss together a quick website for me. And, yeah, we're still kind of going to revise it up a little bit, but it's a little something, you know. Just to start, just to start. So let's see, let's cover immersive installations.
yeah.
This is some more of my physical type of stuff. And this is a place called Requiem Coffee, Tea, and Fantasy.
Right. When did you
And
guys?
this is
This
in,
was a few years ago, right?
yeah, it was a few years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So from like, the sculpting, the physical sculpting of like the foam, the hard coating, the murals in the background, the flooring, that was some stuff that I did. Right, created this Dungeons and Dragons table. I mean,
Ugh.
got all the GoPro footage of it. Eventually, I'll get that video edited. But yeah, cut up this whole area out of foam. Well, it's all foam facade. It's pretty much Walt Disney Imagineer, if you will, certified. Well, not certified, but up to that type of spec with
Yeah.
as far as like the durability of it goes, right? And so that's what the chair looks like, right underneath. So that's some of my getting in there and getting dirty and turning my shop into a snow globe kind of deal. So there's me doing some hot wire cutting. And that's around towards the part where it starts to really kind of look like something.
So crazy.
So foam cutting, I learned how to weld for this damn job.
Oh,
So
cool.
so I picked up welding, metal subskeleton, foam, rhino lining, and then smooth on. You know what smooth on products are, right? So it's like for like special effects and all kinds of other stuff. So it's like a smooth on thing called Habitat Black, where it's used for like whales, zoos. I mean, big, animal places, right? So, so that was pretty nuts. And so we go ahead and zoom out of that. And let's see, murals. Here's some of my all spray paint work, right?
Yeah, for sure. All your like.
So this is all
spray
aerosol,
paint.
completely spray paint. No airbrush, no stencils or any of that. It's just completely spray paint. This is for a client that I'm actually currently on a project of hers. Really beautiful, wonderful lady called Lanny Love. She owns all the adult superstores here in Las Vegas.
That's a business.
Yeah, So yeah, no, it's really great stuff.
That's
this
gorgeous. That's really beautiful.
Thank you. This is off of Spring Mountain, in Chinatown, like right as you enter off the freeway.
Oh,
right?
cool. Okay, in Las Vegas, guys.
Las Vegas. Yeah.
I'm like, don't go driving around Portland looking for that.
Yeah.
I mean, so you can, but
right. Well, yeah. I haven't hit any walls out there. Yeah, I got some buddies out there, so I'm waiting to kind of link up. So yeah, this is the same client. So you can kind of see the scale of some of this stuff, right?
Yeah, that's great.
I mean, it was pretty. I was actually wanted a Photoshop where it says snorkel, put like Fury on there and make it look all camouflage and best job I ever had. And then and so funny thing, this wall right here, I actually took when Google doesn't offer up the goods, you just got to buckle down by your bootstraps and just do it yourself.
Yep.
So what I did is I went to a site called Turbo Squid, and I actually got the 3D model of the statue, right? Statue of Liberty, but it wasn't of a high fidelity enough for me to be able to be usable. It was super pixelated. But what I did is I took a bunch of reference photos of like statues of David, that sort of like Greek era, Michelangelo, Da Vinci era
Yeah,
sculptors and statues, just so I can actually hit the aesthetics.
for sure. Yeah,
And
yeah.
so then I put that side by side, and I put this model in ZBrush, and actually started adding a lot of the higher fidelity detail manually. So then from there, I went into Keyshot, rendered it out, and then just from there projected it and sprayed it.
That is super cool. Okay,
So
well, everyone in the chat, there's a lot of like faces. I hear that. Also, question
cool. Yes.
for murals of this size, and I know the last three are probably slightly different sizes. How many cans of spray paint?
Oh my God! Like on this one right now,
This is gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Really
Yeah, this is
right
for
now.
the local Las Vegas Indian Center.
Cool.
And it's the different tribes. With the local ones, the Paiutes, right?
Okay.
And I know we got some Lakota, and so, but this is just for like general, indigenous use, right?
Yeah.
So, on a project like, say, this was about, maybe you could see it's cinder blocks. You can kind of do the math, you know. This was about 11 feet tall by 15, I think. I maybe only needed, and it wasn't because of how much of one color I used. It's the variety of colors that I needed to bring with me. Right. So let's say on this current wall that I'm on, it's a 250-foot wall. I probably dusted about maybe like, and it's not even halfway done yet, about maybe like 400, 500 cans.
Wow.
Completely emptied. Yeah. I mean, good hefty sacks full, right?
Right.
And so with this, it's more of like, so say with this photo right here, what I did is I actually took a photo of the Lakota youth here, like actually in the room in the back over there with the pop-up green screen, right? And literally I forgot all of my gels, all the stuff at the warehouse. I'm like, shit. So I was like, okay, it's around maybe Halloween time-ish, Thanksgiving. And what I did is we had all these like orange leaves, like these like fake plants. I cut some of them out without my beautiful soon-to-be wife seeing, because she would have beat my ass. And so I taped them to like a little shitty light, right? Like a little like halogen, not a halogen, but like something that you get at like Harbor Freight, right?
Yeah, just
tape, stuck it over it. Okay, so now that's my makeshift gel and softbox.
Perfect.
And then I had a water dye, like dyed water. Oh no! I took an empty drinking bottle, sprayed it with transparent blue on the inside, and put a light in it. Okay, now that's my cool color gel. You know what I mean? So
this is called real-time problem solving.
Yeah,
people.
Completely ghetto MacGyver, right? It was hilarious. And so
benefits for keeping all of those art supplies. Hoard them.
Yeah.
You don't know when you're gonna need them.
No kidding. And so then she like got dressed up. We lit her up. I mean, like my wife, soon-to-be wife here, makes a beautiful light stand. So she's like, "Oh, I'll hold it for you." And so I was taking the camera, holding the other gel, the other one. And so that's how I was able to set up the shot right here. And then took that, obviously everything was all green screen. So put in the Photoshop, heat everything out. She was literally here watching me do the whole thing. Dropped in a galaxy background, freaked the funk on some lighting with Photoshop. Maybe went into like Corel Painter for some of the glowy effects, right? It's really good at that. And then from there, projected, traced, and this one took me about like 2.5 days, Viv?
Yeah.
2.5 days?
That's so fast.
Yeah.
They needed it done in like a super short amount of time.
Yeah, they needed to like really
got
fast.
you. That's insane. That's an insane speed for painting.
Yeah. Oh, this was 2.5 days. Like I would say honestly, 14 hours.
Wow.
14 hours over
that's
2.5 days.
That's insane.
Thank
now,
you.
question, technical, physical question, spray painting. For those of you out there that have spray painted or ever used a can of spray paint, we all know that when you're using store-bought nozzles, your hand is going to be like crippled like this after for 4 days. Do you use, I know there's like aftermarket,
oh, are you kidding me?
Aftermarket accessory nozzles. Do you use any of those? Like,
I mean, that's like, those are the tools of the trade, right?
Yeah.
So, basically, and well, actually, funny thing that you say, so can I go off sticks with the camera real quick and give you a little secret? Speaking of the caps that we're using. So, okay, before I do that, so there's like websites like Spray Planet,
Yeah, Spray Planet's
Visual
great.
Orgasm, Infamy Art,
Yeah.
Iron Lack, Art Primo's another good one. I particularly like using a brand called Loop Colors.
Okay.
They're really good. They come from Spain. They're actually the most eco-friendly, and they got the best MSDS data sheets where, hey, you're not going to get cancer. You know what I mean?
Cool,
I mean, you will
yeah.
wear a mask, but still, it's very durable. And so, but they also have spray tips that do super micro thin lines, like very airbrush detail, like,
yeah,
right?
Got you.
And so that's where you could see, like, maybe on this Jimi Hendrix mural right here, where basically, I don't know if I can I fake the funk zoom out? No, it's getting smaller. So anyhow, like on a lot of the parts where his hair is at, the guitar strings, all this little filigree detail, there's this one cap that we actually used to use. Now, back in my day, spray cans looked like this.
Yep.
This is a relic.
That
They
is.
do
That's
not
like
make these anymore. Not like this. So
the old Krylon logo, the little
yeah,
five, like,
I know,
the
right? I mean, like, this is when like graffiti was fun.
Vintage.
So what we used to do is take the color cap indicator.
Yep.
And shave this whole part on the inside, so basically it could fit back on the can, right?
Okay.
And we put the cap on here, but we would get, because I painted so many tattoo shops,
Yeah.
I'd use different gauges of piercing needles to size the different holes that I would put right here.
Oh.
So it would funnel out the wide spray into a small spray using like a soft outline cap or whatever, right? And then you get airbrush-like detail. Well, fast forward, because, technology and physics and shit, well, because now I know Blender, I've been making my own.
That's so cool. And you're 3D printing those, yeah?
Yep, and these are called the G-Slayer Triple Action Stencil Cap. So this device originally started in the West Coast in LA from a graffiti writer who's still alive today, really amazing. His name's Hector Rios, right?
Okay, yeah.
So we call it the Hex Cap, right? So he was the first guy to really do photorealistic portraiture in LA during like during the 80s, right? So this guy was just a master. And so, and then now, when I started making, I was like, oh, let me just make some for myself. So then what I did, I was like, well, shit, yeah, let me go ahead.
We're gonna take a little field trip, guys.
Yeah,
super exciting.
Field trip, right? So, make sure it doesn't unplug. So here's
don't unplug.
Caps right now being made.
I still have this habit of like leaning in towards the screen as if my face is gonna get closer to what you're showing me. I haven't figured out virtual space yet. It's fine. This is super cool. Again, big brain moment. Also, shout out to the Art Primo gang. It's one of those things, I think, with any artist. Oftentimes you see it a lot with traditional art and sculpting and like fabricating, is figuring out that moment of like, if I can create this type of tool, this is going to help longevity, again, like paint flow, etc., all that stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys want, and also, so pretty much a little studio tour, right? So here's pretty much what I got that I'm working on. And then this thing, you need,
Flex arm.
Sponsored in part by Wacom, thank you. So Flex arm, yes, you got to have one of these. It's insane. So you can kind of do this whole deal. I've actually had it set to like portrait mode.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Oh my God, that is so dope. Portrait mode is insane. And this little bad boy right here. So here's my dream machine. Running a 3960 Threadripper, and actually right now I'm running a 2080 Super, but this mother right there, I'm waiting to install that bad boy. That is the 3090 FE. I know I didn't want to flex, but I got to thank my boys over at Main Gear for hooking me up with that. Main Gear, I got you. So yeah, I've actually been doing some artwork for Main Gear.
Nice.
And so they were like, hey man, can we bro you down? And I'm like, sure, let's do some cool collabs. And so now we're doing some fun stuff with them. And so they kicked down a chair, but I was like, well, wait a second. I got a special drafting chair because well, once I got this, Megan, here's what happened. You gave me the Wacom, great. Everything's fine. Wacom broed me down. Everything's cool.
We did it. We hooked it up.
We hooked it up. But guess what happened? Now, oh shit,
it's
my table's not big enough.
Yep, it's too big for your desk.
So
you're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah. So girly getting mad. $600 later, I had to go to Home Depot, get 2 shop tables, right? Brace them together like in between right here, like drill through them, do all this. Oh no, did I lose you? Uh-oh.
Yep, we're down. We're down on the ground, guys. Don't worry. We're coming back. We're coming back.
Okay. Getting too high. So basically, actually, there we go. You get a cool little view of what the hell happened. So yeah, so I had to brace this between the 2 tables.
Yep.
Right? Getting super behind the scenes here. And then basically, now it's like, okay, well, that's great. Well, guess what? Now my chair's too short. So now I got to go on Amazon and get a damn drafting table to make it, it's right height, right?
You're hilarious.
So then I was like, okay, that's cool. And then Manger's like, hey, well, here's a chair. I was like, oh, great. Now I'm going to have the same darn problem. So then I was like, wait a second. I could take the drafting chair off the actual stand, slap the Manger chair on there, and problem solved. So
there you go.
Thanks, Megan. It really unveiled a can of worms. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're really putting me out.
I'm here to just add some spice into your life. We like to shake it up. If you thought your system was set, just let me know.
Just let me know.
Let me know. So
it's Oh, and so murals. Still doing some murals. This is all airbrush actually. This is all blacklight reactive. This is over at the Link Promenade.
Okay.
And then of course again, I created hosed her up in Daz studio. Maybe did like a little wardrobe refit in Marvelous Designer, and then rendered out in Keyshot, and then from there custom mixed a bunch of UV reactive skin tones that look good under normal lighting and under regular lighting.
Oh, right? That's cool, because we all know if anyone's walked under like a black light or other UV lights, I with pale skin and freckles look like I have measles or I'm a leper or something. So having that dialed in for your artwork, always important. Now you listed off a couple different programs, and you've mentioned, we obviously saw your super beefed out computer, soon to be even beefier with that NVIDIA card. Go through, what are some of the programs that you use? And I know you use a lot.
Yeah.
But list them out. Let's get that. Drop that scroll.
God. So basically, this one was one of my early ones here.
Oh yeah, this is a great. I do love this.
My very early Mudbox before I got into ZBrush. This is one of my early Mudbox ones, and actually, here, let's go ahead real quick here. Let's see. I'm so sorry. If you want to kind of fill in with some dialogue, look up something 2 seconds.
Not at all. No, we're just gonna sit here in silence. You're hilarious. Yeah. Again, thanks everyone. I know there's more people trickling into the chat, so thank you for being here. We're talking with Duran, multidisciplinary artist. Your airbrush work is super fantastic too. I don't know if you can still go back and watch. It's the first season of Skin Wars. One of my favorites. It's a fun one.
Oh, thank you. I think they took it off of, let's see.
Is it finally too old to?
Yeah, I think they're like, dude, this show's tired.
This is done.
He's done.
But Skin Wars was a bunch of different airbrush artists airbrushing people, and it was a really cool show. I think again, controlling medium like a rattle can or an airbrush is a real challenge. Oh, yeah, here's a cool time lapse. This is rad. So this is in Mudbox, right?
Yeah, this is in Mudbox. Okay. This is before I had to buckle up and put my big boy ZBrush pants on. And
you gotta grow up someday.
Yeah, Let's see. Huh? Yeah. I'm able to. So yeah, basically this is my first time learning it, and there's a few things that I really was able to, if someone wants to, it's more of a hobbyist, to be able to get into a program, Mudbox I felt like gave you the best results. Again, you have to go in there with the sense of design aesthetic.
For sure, yeah.
Some 2D knowledge, right, of design. But, it lent itself pretty easily to just get in there and start like sculpting out. Is very, what I felt was pretty intuitive. Like in a matter of like maybe like 3 days, I felt pretty comfortable enough to be able to go in there and hammer out what I needed
Yeah,
to
that's
do.
good. That's good.
It was really great. And then they've got some really cool like texturizing features, depth of field, camera effects, stuff that really lend itself to lend itself very easily to other programs where you have to have like knowledge base of maybe 2 or 3 solid programs to kind of get the same effect.
Right.
This gave you what you need to pretty fast. But again, wanting to adhere to something that's industry standard, I just had to like buckle up and get to learning the ZBrush and P-Shot and stuff like that. So
how was that transition? So going from Mudbox, because even we've done a couple streams in the past with artists in ZBrush. One of the most intimidating features of ZBrush is the interface, because there's just so much and it's so different. Right. Especially if you're coming from a 2D world where a lot of 2D programs have a very similar UX, UI design.
Gotcha.
Outside of that, what were some of the like, or were there, any like big changes going from Mudbox to ZBrush?
Yeah, I would say definitely ZBrush always is kind of cursed at for its UI and intuitiveness, but it's just one of those things. Once you just put the time in, you just put the time in. There's a bit of a learning curve, of course, but the results and the applicability of being able to work with other software seamlessly and it being built to work with other software, especially now, like going from like ZBrush, P-Shot, Substance Painter, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can kind of what I call hotboxing from one software to the other.
Yeah.
Which is great. And I think Mudbox, just from my limited understanding, is not as transition, so to speak, because it's not really industry standard.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
It's something that I feel like I can kind of take seriously, or other industries and students take seriously as far as a sculpting software.
Totally.
Now, something like maybe Blender, which is like, oh my God, let's just face it, it's the Swiss Army knife of softwares. Right now, being able to handle huge production, Maya is definitely the industry standard go-to. But Blender has, especially right after its 2.8 release, has really been a powerhouse as far as being able to be adopted by major gaming, indie film, and studios such the like. So I think that Blender's got a really good future ahead of it, also as far as being able to integrate seamlessly from VR to just a Blender and kind of be able to manage them. And also another really cool software that I want to mention that I'm actually going to be doing some beta testing and developing with is called Codon. Codon, imagine if a softcore version of ZBrush and Blender kind of had a baby.
Got you.
And made a VR sculpting program, right?
Okay.
So that's Codon. That's Kodon. Look them up. They've got an Insta. They've got a website.
Nice.
Codon 3D. Really good people, and I know that they're going to be doing some secret sauce stuff. I guess I keep hearing about this VR pen thing going on. I don't know.
Yeah, supposedly word on the streets, Wacom has one. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Just a little, yeah. Actually, can we edit that out?
No, it's fine. It's coming.
Yeah,
we've at least announced it. It's on its way.
Yeah, so hopefully I'm not breaking any NDAs. Don't want to get sued, but I know Codon's been working on developing some stuff with them specifically, which you and I are just kind of finding out. So we're kind of making that whole circle discovery.
It's all looping around.
It's kind of like, all right, what do you know?
Yeah.
What do you know? It's like working at like Area 51, right? It's like it's all like compartmentalized.
Yeah.
The left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing, but. But yeah, so that was a cool little time lapse of that image.
I love that. Now, question: back to that alien. Okay, so it's got all these great glow, the texture, the colors. What programs are you using in that? And now want from there talk a little bit about Corel Painter, because you are one
Yeah.
of the few artists that I know. So I used to use Corel Painter a lot.
Hmm.
You're one of the few artists that I know that still, I think you still use it. I'm going to tell you.
Yes. Oh yeah.
But like,
Absolutely.
talk about that, because I think it flies under the radar
No,
a lot of the
absolutely.
times.
I mean, honestly, I could just kind of do a little walkie-talkie, fire it up, and kind of,
Yeah, let's do it.
talk
We're
smack while I
live.
do the thing. So,
Do the
yeah, no,
things.
Crow Painter's great. I really dig it. For me, I think I met the team over at Crow Painter during what is it? Adobe Max, right? Am I
Yeah,
good?
yeah, yeah.
What one of the conventions I made fake passes for. I can't remember. So anyhow, I mean that's my whole like DEF CON hacker convention skills, coming into play.
Hack the
Um,
planet. It's fine.
but
We know your upbringing. We've talked.
they're like, you could have saved us some money, bro. But yeah, so I really dig it because it had this feature in it that lends itself to doing symmetrical painting. So I believe,
Right.
let's see, destroy.
Yes, guys, that was a hacker's reference. Thank you. Crash over. It's fine.
Let's
Best
see
movie
here.
of all
Let's
time.
go into
Next to Lord of the Rings. Anyways, I digress.
Rings.
Yeah, there's so many. I mean, and when I first met you and seeing your airbrush work and your spray paint work, and then seeing your work in Corel Painter, I also at one point in my life was a painter, not on Gears level at all, but I had a painting background, so Corel Painter it still is a very painterly program, and I was like, this is that like merge. And I think a lot of times people shifting from analog or traditional medium to digital have a really hard time because the tools feel so different.
Right.
But I
Right.
could see you tapping into those traditional spray paint or airbrush techniques and like finding out how those worked in
Absolutely.
Corel, and
Absolutely.
it's really cool. There's so many great like glows, effects, just very painterly brushes and
Yeah.
tools in there.
Yeah, no, and like I said, I think one of the guys who I really look up to as an artist and as a friend, Mike Thompson,
Oh,
he's
Mike
just
is
like,
great. Yeah.
that dude's just I mean, dude's sick. He's just so sick. Like, yeah, he's a badass. So he's the one that kind of got me on the whole the painter train,
Yeah.
and later on wound up just becoming a friend of mine. And so basically, he's the one that kind of turned me on to that. I think there's remnants of some of his. Oh man, I know I've got some brushes.
Do you have some of his brushes?
Oh
hanging
yeah,
in
it's
there?
the Mike T's. You see on the upper left, Mike T's oil pastel, something or other. So I still got like remnants of some of his old brush set here. But yeah, no, really good guy. And then of course, like I say, everyone wants to see something glow. I think the fire starter pack here, this whole set, this is a legacy set of glow brushes that Corel came out with. That I don't think you can even really get anymore because it came out on one version, and of course I added my own icons to this, right?
Yes, which you can customize.
Yeah. So you can like say heat trail, does some really cool.
Oh, they're so magical.
It's like the graphics cards like just like eating the stuff up. So and actually this is some of the stuff that so magic. So it's like a little like a DMT version of Ross Draws. It's
Yeah.
with like flames and puppies going on the screen, and him his throwing his Shiba Inu at the tablet, and whatever the hell else he does. Yeah, he's like, that's animal abuse, bro. And so yeah, and actually I think it was Intel at the Intel booth. I'm an AMD fanboy. At the Intel booth, I believe 2017 is when they were introducing their Core i7 Kaby Lake processors.
Yep.
And I think that's when they were doing this whole like kind of creator series of stuff. And then I think they teamed up with Corel there. and I actually did like a little mini TED talk with explaining what is happening underneath the engine. You know, as far as like what the processor is doing
Okay.
and how it's allocating its resources to be able to create these real-time physics simulated driven brushes depending on pressure, tilt, angle, and what have you.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun. It was really cool. But yeah, no, Painter's great. Right now, I would say I mean, that's what else would you like to?
I know. I was like, well,
like
so one of the things too that I think is interesting, and I see this a lot with artists. You know, most of your work, you do a lot of work that obviously stays digital and ends up digital, but a lot of your work ends up becoming a large mural or becomes actual physical, kind of tangible pieces. Do you have, within the like arsenal of programs and tools that you use, are there like specific tools or features in each of those programs? I don't know if you can pull these out from the top of your head, but like, could you give us an example of like maybe a final piece of work and then talk us through like what tools you used to create the look?
Yeah.
Just kind of like, yeah,
absolutely.
break it down. Also,
do
hey,
you want to
Jello.
work do you want to work analog back?
Sure.
Okay, great.
Let's do it.
All right, give me 2 segundos here. It's okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's totally fine. Yeah. She's like, you're not live on yours. I'm like, it's okay, I'll just
Everyone's trying to find you.
I know. It's
Right,
girl, Maddie's in the background doing magic, doing work.
What's the account called on Twitch, Megan? If you're going live from Wacom?
It's Wacom Experience Center Twitch.
Okay, cool.
That's it. Also, thanks everyone for joining. Hey, David. Hey, Jello. Hey, Vogfather.
What up, everybody?
All the people.
Let's see.
Hope you guys are having a great day. I know. I asked a pop question of like break down your process. I know. It's really cool though. I mean, I think Stephen Christian is a local artist, animator, VR creator here in town that also uses a lot of, actually, with the exception I would say of Corel Painter, uses a lot of the same programs. Oh, hey, Frisky Whiskey. Instagram brought me here. Welcome. Well, you can stay. He uses a lot of the same programs that you do, but of course your end results and your styles are very different because every individual has their own style. But I think it's an interesting moment we're in right now for a lot of creators that are doing these 3D pieces, and especially with VR and starting to tie in AR work now, using like a number of different programs and picking out those key tools and like processes or like effects and applications within each of those to make this really great result is super fun. It's kind of like, not really kit bashing, but you know, you're just pulling the best out of each program to achieve your specific look. And I see you definitely do that a lot, and I feel like it's becoming more common through a lot of creators.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So as you can see right here, this is the current project that I'm actually on. I'm just kind of doing show you guys a time lapse of some of my GoPro footage here. But you can see there's just a lot involved. You know, there's boom lifts, you know, there's
Gotta love a boom.
Equipment, you know, I'm not even tied off, so OSHA's probably gonna be out my ass. You know,
safety first, gear. Safety first.
Safety third. Anyone who's been to Burning Man knows safety is third.
I won't talk about how I know that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So let's see here. What else? So that's basically, you know, an image that I created in Keyshot.
Okay.
And we got a 3D model of, so this is basically the Las Vegas Thunderbirds, kind of like we're like our version of the Blue Angels, right?
Okay.
And so the client is a fan of them, and so they basically wanted me to do all the Thunderbirds flying over the Las Vegas skyline. And
we lost your, it switched back. We lost your time lapse.
Okay, it's okay. Yeah, I'm just looking up more footage here.
I was like, no, where did it go? Bring it back.
There we go. Oh, yeah, I had the little homie up there with me that day, so that was a lot of fun. So really good artist too. He goes by a Latin artist, really good aerosol artist, and just kind of show them up there. But yeah, you can see, doing the typical Universal Studios, California sky drop in the background.
Yeah.
And what I did is I went from key shot with the 3D object, got the plane in the right angle, went into Photoshop, kind of render out the background. You can see we're kind of going up there, getting a nice little view of the city, talking smack. And so, yeah, you can kind of see the scope of the project. So it's crazy. So basically, what I did is went into key shot. I'm actually going to show you right now. So let me bring this over. All right. All right. So here is key shot, and here's we're over one of the other scenes. Right here. So then, I was kind of able to go into the environment, freak the lighting a little bit, kind of adjust it if need be, and then basically took someone's drone shot up there, which sometimes I've been known to actually take my own drone up above to get like kind of my own, 360.
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna say, do you? Yeah. I think I don't know how long you've had that drone, but do you utilize, photographs or any imagery or stuff from other people to kind of achieve that?
Totally.
Especially for the kind of bird's eye view.
Exactly. And so what I do is like I kind of got like the right angle going on right here, and then so say from there, let's do that. And then I would render, let's see, material camera, let's go scene, materials, environment. Oh, here we go. So I'll go here, render it out, key it out the green screen, right? One button, all the green crap's gone. Then from there, go into Photoshop and then start compositing everything. So basically from here, go into, oh wait, no, not yet. No, didn't want to show that yet. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. No, just pause the video, go back. So let's see, we'd go into here and then, bam, personal work, client work. Let's do
well-organized folders.
Thank you.
It's hard for everyone. It's real hard. File management. Whole other stream.
Totally. And so then this would be my final plate right here.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So then from here, what I do is you could see, you see like the pots and the ground and shit. So this is a shot taken from my drone. So it kind of like snap, move over, snap, move over, snap, move over, and then create one long panoramic. And then from there, I would stitch it all together in Photoshop and then use that as my back plate. Go in where the paintable surface is at, with the pen tool, crop it out, and then put the artwork behind it. And so then I start building my plate from there. So yeah, and then I print it out like in something really big.
Yeah.
And then the client gets to see like, well, shit, I don't know what else I need to prove to the job's gonna look okay. So then from there, I project it and then wind up tracing it from there.
That's insane. So, that is cool. Yeah. Okay, thank you. I just know like to create something so large and to paint something on that scale, you have to, scale up and then grid stuff or use a projector or use the grid method or whatever. But yeah, to get, I think that realistic, you have this like, it's like a blend of realistic to digital, but with these airbrush aesthetics, and it's just a really cool combination.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it's I love it because it's so, and you see, I actually in one part I was able to kind of look down. I think I got the Hero 9 on a little forehead cam.
Oh yeah.
But I print out my reference material so it's right below me, and then I'm able to kind of like refer to it and then kind of make adjustments as need be. So
does that happen? And I'm gonna guess yes, but I'll let you answer.
No.
Once you've composited a piece, when you're working digitally, you're thinking about angles and stuff from like a compositional point of view, right? Once you go and you start tracing, once you're projecting onto a side of a building, have you ever had to make like major adjustments based on weird features in the architecture? I'm thinking of like garage doors dented in where you start to lose, you know, how do you, I guess that's just the skill, that's just your skill, is like learning to work around that.
Totally. No, yeah, and actually quick side note, here's what my tray
of different spray
kits look like.
Look at those caps.
Yeah, so all the different colors do different patterns, different sizes. And then you can see my stencil cap right there. But yeah, you know, it's funny because like say for example, like how you're asking, spraying on or translating it's almost like we're static video mapping if we're trying to translate a image onto a multifaceted surface. Then I would wind up using multiple projectors with multiple laptops, and sometimes having to rent separate boom lifts to be of the same elevated height. So it's, I mean, there's a lot of different hats that one would have to wear to know. There's so much that can go wrong, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so being able to have at least someone up there that either knows how to operate the boom and know Photoshop, you know, to go up there and kind of calibrate stuff while you're up on the other side.
Totally.
Getting other stuff dialed in. So there's it definitely takes a lot to do some of this stuff. But again, you know, I just kind of learned on the job site, trial and error, and figured stuff out for myself and everything else. So
yeah, that's a good comment. Also, here for cheese, yeah, sure, we'll get a boom. Actually, we would get a small scissor lift in the experience center, but yes, we can get one.
Whiskey was like, yeah, I imagine sometimes you pull back. Yeah. Exactly.
And that's the thing, is it's that doing large scale, you have to like, it's that balance of like, there's a lot of stopping and looking, which seems not important if you're paying someone and you're like, why are you standing there looking at this? But it's that you have to step back even when you're working digitally. I know Carter flips his canvas. You have to have this change of perspective to make sure you're not off. And I know I've done this before. No, I've never painted a large mural, but when you're working on anything large, you like, I'm going to start on one side and work my way across, and then like perspective ends up skewing out or getting really distorted. So working on a 40-foot mural, I can only imagine that's
totally.
The opportunities of just like the whole thing going awry, I think that's crazy.
No, it's crazy, but yeah, no, it's so much fun because after a while you see, you know, as like I'm kind of doing something here, you know, after a while you've done it for so long. Love the hat. Thanks.
I know, it's
my Raiden hat.
it's hyper practical.
Yeah, it really is, especially out in Vegas. And you know, me and my wife can tell you that Vegas summers are not nice.
It's cool there, right? It stays pretty chill, little chilly. Like you know.
Right now, it's okay. We get that like 1 month if we're lucky of like, oh, it's nice. And then it's like
120 degrees. Yeah.
It's 115. Sweet. Yeah. But you know, you can see me just going in here for minutes and hours without going back.
Yeah.
After a while, once you know that things are kind of looking very much one-to-one, you see my reference material right there.
Yeah.
And while I'm doing that, so okay, maybe I'm just going to a different area. So, I mean, I'm just grinding this thing out, but you kind of know after a while in your mind's eye what it looks like from across.
For sure.
You know what I mean? What might look tight and detailed up close, you go back and it looks like someone just stuck a piece of bubble gum on it. You know what I mean? There's a time where you got to just kind of like ease back off of detail because you got to think, oh shit, someone's going to be looking at this majority of the time from like 500 yards away.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in certain areas, I get tied up where it's like, oh man, like this guy really went in there and cleaned the shit out of this thing. So, but yeah, for the most part, that's kind of the key shot digital to to analog thing works. Actually, this is a fun shot right here. I stuck the GoPro on the extended part of the boom lift.
Oh, nice.
So I was able to get a little bit more distance.
Yeah.
And right up there. So you're kind of able to see, how it goes down. So, but yeah, it was, I think it was kind of windy that day because, it would spray and then it would go off to the side. And it was really hot. I'm like, I don't need my damn mask. I'm not even smelling anything anyway. So yeah, wearing a mask, especially something like that out there in the heat, it gets miserable really fast.
That has gotta be tough.
Are there,
I mean, not to turn down work, but are there certain times of the year, so in Vegas, when it does get into the low 110s regularly, are there certain times of the year that you actually can't paint because it's too hot?
Okay, so this client, the hottest day it was when I was actively doing work for this client was 117.
Whew.
And it was due to the fact because I was like, well, and again, I think that was when we were like in full lockdown mode. Everything was just like full on. When me and you, like right after we did everything, 14 days they said.
Yeah, it's a 3-week vacation. They said. Here we are.
Like, yeah, sure. And so luckily that client at that time, well, this is the same one, they're like, hey, we just want to start activating these murals. And of course, dead nuts in the middle of summer, I'm like, never. But I was like, well, I'm not doing shit. I have no choice. I gotta work. So so yeah, that was really hot that day. But you know what? There is a way you have to dress if you are going to paint outside in 100+ degree weather.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, say my Raiden hat, that's a good one to start off with. Light colored shoes.
Yep.
Light colored pants. White, like kind of like those Under Armour things.
Oh, gotcha.
I usually would dunk one of those in like my Yeti cooler, put that on. Feels like, tits cold for a little bit, but you start to acclimate. Then you do a white windbreaker over that. And then I just ordered like a camo tactical boonie hat with like a white ninja mask thing. So if you're wearing wet clothing and it's light colored and you got like a light colored white camelback on you, man, you are good to go.
That's solid. That's good.
It feels like 72 degrees outside and other people are bleeding out the nose and dropping like flies.
Yeah,
so.
That's me dying of heat stroke down the street. Yeah. Do you have to coat the murals in protective coating? Frisky Whiskey, that's a good question. Yeah, do you have to put like a top coat?
Yeah, Frisky, good question, man. It's not necessary, but basically, not necessary, but it does help for the longevity of the mural because the paint that I use is pretty durable. It's really solid.
Mm-hmm.
And, I spend the extra money. I wind up getting like exterior, like Dunn Edwards, commercial grade paint, 25 years guarantee, you know what I mean? And then with this graffiti spray paint on top of that, I've got a mural that I've done maybe about 8 years ago, and it still looks almost as bright as the day that I painted. Now, granted, there is some parts that did fade, but I mean, it's 8 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In Vegas, summer 8 years. So, so.
Which is probably 16 for most. Yeah.
Also, that radiation though.
Well, also, like, not just like the blazing sun, but if there's wind, there's dust and dirt. So then it's like sandpaper. Good question here for Cheese too is, have you ever had a mural tagged? And if that happens, what do you do? Do you fix it? Do you clean it?
Yeah, actually funny. So, basically yes. And I like to give this advice more so to new street artists.
Yep. Okay.
As the older ones. Now graffiti artists, they already know what to do. Street, it's there, and there is a difference, but we can get into that later.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
So basically, what you do if your mural's tagged, You don't post about it in social media. You don't cry to your friends like, my wall got tagged.
Right.
Give the guy his fame. You know what I mean? And so what you do, you just go over there. You don't tell anybody. You just fix the damn wall as best as you can, and you post a pic, and all you caption it with, like it never happened. And that's what you do.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you do. And so basically, if you wind up finding out who it is, not that I'm condoning any sort of malicious behavior, but if you are surrounded by people that also don't care for too much for that shit, then you make the guy sip out of a straw, and then that prevents future incidences. And that, you know, we're not going to get into the tough guy stuff, but like, I mean, doing graffiti, it shit gets crazy. Like, I mean, I've been in fights, you know, I've seen friends get shot. Like my friend's mom's car has been shot at, you know.
Yeah.
We've been in neighborhoods. This is when I used to paint in LA. We've been in neighborhoods where it wasn't the business owner, but the local gang neighborhood that gave us permission to paint the wall.
Okay.
So, like, you know what I mean? So
that's the business association.
Yeah. It gets pretty crazy. So,
well, and I think too, I know Hereford's brought up, there's so many great murals in Portland, and we've seen, you know, over the years, you see a number of them get tagged, and it is really unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I think also to your point, and also to highlight some of these artists in Portland, there are a lot of really amazing street artists and graffiti artists in Portland. And then there's people that tag. And so that's like, there's kind of 3 different channels. And I think to what you said, though, I think that's the best way to address it. Just go fix it, do the...
Yeah. No, and again, like it's, you know, sometimes like, you know, when dealing with knuckleheads, you want to take the higher route, but sometimes an only thing that they understand is a certain modus operandi. You know what I mean? And you got to go do that. So, but yeah, you know, for the most part, if they're educated, you know, and they still go out and do illegal graffiti, that even with them, there's ethics. There's there's like, you know, no churches, no car. Even though I ain't religious, no churches, no cars. You know, buses, trains, planes, if you could manage that, you know, any sort of like corporate conglomerate, whatever, you know what, you got to chalk that shit to the game. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
It is.
Even some of the train bulls, the guys who watch the trains are like, hey, you know what? We love seeing some of the cool shit on here. Just leave us our little CV number on the side. And that way we'll let the train run. We don't have to buff it out. So
it would be next level if someone tagged or did graffiti on a plane. That would be
right.
Someone get on that. I'm not condoning illegal artwork, but that would be super cool. Some airlines pay an artist to airbrush your airplanes. So on the other side of this too, and I know we can go into a demo of you doing this maybe. So airbrush, spray paint, key shot, ZBrush, 3D rendering, large live murals, large scale murals. You also work in VR. And I know you use Gravity Sketch. Are there any other VR tools that you use? And let's talk about like how the analog to digital, now to VR, like how those all morph together. And then I'd love to get into some of your VR.
Absolutely.
It's
you
like
know,
next level. When will you stop leveling up? You never will. You never will.
Hey, you know, some of the people that when I was doing this art test, actually, let's show off the art test.
Yes, yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah,
all right,
let's do it.
Okay, so I can't say who it was for.
Someone cool.
There's somebody really freaking cool. That makes amazing blue people. And so basically, one of my buddies, I actually spent 2 years at Noman School of Visual Effects. You might have seen it. And Noman's like the SEAL Team 6 of CG schools, man. Those guys.
Noman School is really spectacular.
They're like, I mean, they're sick. I mean, they're really. The students that come out of there are freaking amazing. So I spent some time there. Fun fact, I was pretty much homeless going there at the time, but that's a whole other. I could write a book with my experience at Noman.
Actually, you should. I'm gonna appoint you that task.
Yeah, I've got a very colorful past there, but I know the owner, Alex Alvarez, really, really good guy. And so basically, while I was going there, one of my buddies, Michele, he works in the industry and got me an art test.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Hey, man, we're doing this movie, yada yada yada, and would you be down to take an art test?" And like right now, I'm right in the middle of this project showing you guys with the key shot and the big wall. So I'm like, oh my god, like I've got deadlines and everything else. So I was like, dude, screw it, just give me the art test.
Yeah.
So hands it over, read the script, getting all my deal board together, and so it takes me like I'm like, dude, like I just need a little bit more time, I like, oh my god, I just need more time. So he's like, all right, send me what you got. So I sent him a couple things. He's like, okay, the staff gave you till Monday of next week, and that's it, bro. Like I'm like, like how are these guys so fast? Okay. And so, but that's all and not taking anything away from Megan, that's all they do is dope, fast digital art. Like they make me, I feel like a second grader compared to some of these guys, but they're machines. Like that's all they do. I'm spread a little thin between my other multidisciplines.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. So let me try to use every cheat hack that I know to get this done. And so here, let's go ahead and show you. So first started off with, a couple of loose sketches and basically just treated it like I would, I was actually on the job, right?
Yeah.
So, a couple of thumbnails, very loose. Don't ever let your first idea be your only idea.
That's great feedback.
And a lot of people just commit to one thing, and if it's not working, it's like, well, whatever. So let's see.
Hey, Jess Collins.
All right.
The purple flames you're on brand today with all the cool lighting. Good job. Jess Collins also coming to us from Mexico is the queen of emotes on our channel. She just always nails it. It's brilliant.
Yeah. So here we go. So here's some of the sketches that I started off with. Right. So and this is all they really want, just enough to show pose.
Yeah.
Action, you know what I mean? A little bit of emotion, you know what I mean? Like, and so, one of the little birds right here, like, wow, it's got a little eyeball, just kind of, and I got this from 28 Days Later, where the crows were like zombies.
Oh
too.
my gosh, yeah, okay.
Like, they put a little zombie crow in there. She's got like a dope Uzi. All these like zombies, it's so hot, So, and then, and so then they saw this one. They're like, okay, this is cool, but we can't really see the other one. But we like the zombies around here.
Yeah.
We like the death park, whatever, And so, but they're like, well, we like how stoic they look in this one, but we want something from this one. So that will happen a lot. They're like, hey, take number 2 and 4. We'll tell you what we don't like in 4, but combine it with 2.
Gotcha.
So I got you. All right. So then I go here. Let's see. And then let's go to zombies. So yeah, getting all my ideas together. Right. Let's see. Z poses. What Z poses? Okay, so here we go. Now we're getting into like a little bit of, so great, let's kind of like, I mixed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
She's got some cool concussion grenades. Went into turbo squid. Got an Uzi. Positioned it just right in key shot. Right.
Okay, so you did that rendering in Keyshot and dropped it into Photoshop?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
And also, if anybody needs to know like how to draw really good proportioned hands in any angle, go on your phone, whether Android or iOS, download an app called Handy. Handy. H-A-D-N-Y. Handy. It's got like you can pick an arm, male, female. Like it's got like clubs, guns, like any position. Like it's really cool. It's called Handy. So then what I would do, I was like, okay, I need this one pose because like my anatomy completely blows ass. So then I was like, all right, cool. Go in my camera phone, zoom in, take a screenshot,
Right.
email it to myself, put it in Photoshop, shop. I'm Frankenstein the hell out of this damn thing. And then like, okay, great. So now I've got, a perfectly anatomically correct hand holding the gun. Same thing with here. I need a crossbow at a certain angle. Went into Turbo Squid, put in key shot, render out the right angle, bam, and there you go. Right?
This has come up in a few other conversations that we've had with artists. Utilize the tools that people have created. There's a lot of open source, free resources, things out there. Use what you can get. It's not. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's cheating. I don't think it's anything.
Because at the end of the day, guess what? The producer does not care how you get there.
Right. But also, you could grab a tool. I could grab a tool. We're not going to apply them in the same way. It's still your artistic vision and like how you're using to composite the whole piece and put it together. So like, there's a lot of great tools. The handy app could go either way thematically, but super useful. Like that's a good. Those are good tools to have out there.
Let's see if anyone's on the chat right now. If anyone's downloaded it and checked it out, give us a little bit of feedback. Let us know what you think about it.
Yeah. Also, too, if we can also, if you don't download it now or use it now, drop us some feedback in our Discord.
There you go.
Always good. We have a good channel or a chat for art resources.
And to some people that like aren't familiar with some of the Discord and the dynamics of how it works, how would you describe it as it's used? For
Discord, it is. So I think it's a. This is a tough one. It's a chat based, similar to something like Slack. So it's a chat-based channel. You as an individual can have a server within your kind of server environment that you can create. You can create different channels that are based on whatever themes or topics you want. So for a lot of the artists that we use, a lot of the artists that we follow on Discord, they'll have like stream information, art resources informations and stuff. For the Wacom Experience Center Discord, we have now we have a new food channel, like a food chat, because we all love food and everyone wants to share recipes. It's always about achieving the best ramen possible, right?
Nice. That sounds good for dinner, babe. We should probably get some of that.
I know. I was like, I think we're barbecuing. But anyways, I digress.
Ginya? Oh, babe. Okay, that's it. We're hitting up some ramen after this.
Perfect. Perfect. Ramen does come up probably once a stream. True story.
Nice.
Story.
It is a family tradition.
It's just a really great. Yeah, it's just a good chat platform for people to show up. If you scroll down on our Twitch page to the About section, there's a link to our Discord. So we love the people in there. It's real great. We're chill. Be nice.
Hell yeah.
Be cool.
Sweet. And so this little zombie guy, right? So again. I'm crunched for time. I'm thinking I like suck. I'm not good enough. I'm like doubting myself. Woe is me, but I'm like, no, like get in there, like, put a, piece of tissue paper in your nose, bleed, get back in the ring and get back and wrestle. So, so I'm like, okay, how can I use all these different tools to make myself achieve the desired effect? So I'm like, okay, literally went into like ZBrush, grabbed a zombie head, went ZBrush, freaked some stuff a little bit, and guess what? Now I got a zombie head in all different angles.
Perfect.
So, I went in here, I could throw different materials on, get the lighting different, you know what I mean? And so from there, like take off different pieces of it, go into ZBrush, freak it a little bit. So then, discard. So that okay, I'm like, did you just kick my chair? Oh, Turbo Squid. Yeah, look up Turbo Squid. Turbo Squid is basically they're like a photo library, but for 3D.
Oh, cool. Okay, Turbo Squid.
Turbo Squid's awesome. If anybody wants like HDRIs to like use as environmental lighting, HDRI Heaven is a really good one. Right, and let's see here. Pachis is our Discord channel. Oh, cool, sweet, good to know. And then let's see, grid sketch is very dynamic. Jesco, thank you so much. So yeah, HDRI Heaven's really good. Turbo Squid's really good. If you're getting super like jacked in the matrix, nerded out, Mega Scans is really good for environmental texturing.
Oh, cool.
Using via like Unreal Engine, and Unreal Engine is something I'm actually doing a deep dive in, where I've actually been getting note that there's a league of concept artists strictly using Unreal Engine for concept art purposes.
Awesome.
And for photorealistic idea iteration, basically. And it's just like, man, like they're like, yeah, dude, it's literally a handful of people that are doing it, but man, those ones that are stupid sick are like just going to town on it.
Yeah.
And so that's that iteration. This little zombie dude literally went, I mean,
I love this.
Yeah, it's like just jacked up generic, you know, Walmart version of a zombie guy. So you know, went into Daz, posed him, generic pose, right? I'm gonna come and get you. Went into key shot, and then in the key shot, you know, a little bit, and then into Photoshop, and then the Control Shift X, that's your liquid follow. Went and started stretching stuff a little bit, and then did a that's all, folks. Digital paint over that, right? So sorry, I think faster than my mouth can speak. So then after that, basically, let's see, what do we got next?
So it's a really, sorry, keep going. I love this though because it's a really it's like a digital, I'm going to say digital collage, and yes, people do digital collages with photographs, but it's a real, like, multi-leveled, like, digital collage with 3D objects and 2D rendered objects, and it's just super, it's a really smart, it's a cool way to work, and I think it's actually pretty smart, especially, again, like you're saying, you're on a time crunch, and you just need to, like, you have all these elements you need to grab and composite together.
Totally.
Super cool.
It wasn't because I was good at all. It was because I was desperate. So, okay.
Okay, Gary. Okay.
I was just very desperate to make a deadline. So I'm like, how can I make it look like I don't suck that bad?
You were working so smart under the crunch.
Yeah, no kidding, man. I'm like, even like, you know, learn like literally with like how to quickly digitally color your shit on YouTube as I'm doing it. Hey,
there's a tutorial for that.
Man. Like I'm not a master any means. I literally was just like trying to hack all this stuff together and make myself feel like I was, you know, kind of knew what I was doing. And so now we're at this stage, right? So I'm like, okay, you know, a comp is cool. Now they like the new sketch girl. They wanted her holy Molotov cocktail. So now not only did I have to reline a whole new sketch, oh my God. So I had to do that. And then I was like, well, wait a second. Maybe I could take some of the vaporwave aesthetics. So take away some of the bust from see a little picture of a grenade right there.
Yeah.
Literally went on there, got a grenade, traced her.
Great. Done.
Left character right here. Just started, you know, kind of getting in, lining stuff up. There's my rough sketch right there. You know, here's some of the actors, right? And then that way, of course, capturing likenesses was kind of important. And so, here's the energy of the personal sketch. And so then, so that's that iteration. So then from here, let's see, that was Z poses 2. Z poses 2, I think Z poses 3. Let's see, okay, so now we're starting to get, right? So now I went in there and started really freaking the detail of all of the characters, you know, starting to line stuff up, add some meat and potatoes into the texture, you know, just basically only treat this as a value grayscale painting. You know what I mean? Went in there, did like the little carny sign, add a little ombre color to her hair, just to, because you guys kind of got bored. But yeah, so got her all lined up, right? And so yeah, so that was all of this was, I believe, with the exception of that guy, all this was off that one zombie head.
Okay.
So you can see how much mileage
you
could get off of one just from the angle, distorting the face,
Yep.
chopping stuff up, attracting. So they all look like different faces completely.
Right.
Right.
That is cool. But again, like you said, to get those angles and like the different
Right.
sides, which could, I mean, just perspective of a head in any anatomy
Right.
is super tricky.
Yeah. It looks like the baseball bat's like sticking out of her trousers. But yeah, I forgot to color that part in. Out of her Daisy Dukes. So yeah. All right, we'll keep it PG. Okay, so now I believe back-to-back guns, no desktop. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do the whole full Monty here. See,
okay.
Here we go. So here is, yeah, loading. Here we go. Here is the full kapow.
So good.
Thank you. So there's like a lot going on, you know. It's like, oh man, I want like super slimy and drippy, you know. If anybody knows the artist Dave Greco, his coloring system saved my ass. Like literally all I had was like Dave Greco how-tos on. Dave, if you're listening, man, like holy shit, you like you know. So basically, you know, I went in there, did everything grayscale, right? And
good job, Christopher.
yeah. So went in there, and then so started all grayscale, and then I started adding in, you know, so like he's got like a lighten pass where he does like the almost like the underlay subsurface scattering version of it, and then there's like a well, shit. I mean, let me. I'll take you guys a tour and then show you the breakdown, right? So, and then I was like, maybe if I put something kind of cute in there, like right, like the guy like swinging from the thing. He's like on the Ferris wheel, right? Zombies coming after him, you know. He's like, oh shit. So, and of course, and then so you know, this got a little sniper guy back here shooting the zombies, very subtle, but you know they're there. And then what I did is I went into basically rendered this all in black and white. You could tell this is around where I was getting very desperate. Oh, gotta finish, loose, Bob Ross, you know, and just kind of hammered it in there. You know, I see in the time go tick, 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 tick.
Yeah.
Okay, great. The fire is two elements composited of like some sparks, some procedurals in Blender, and I know Cinema 4D does some good flame and particle stuff. That's another good program. And then basically just compiled it with basically rendering out the backdrop as a black layer, and then you turn it as a screen layer, and all the black disappears, and the only thing that stays is your effects.
Huh.
So you can, I mean, Megan, check this out. So you can literally, if you're at like a bonfire, take a photo of the fire with it black, I mean, pitch black everywhere else. Go into Photoshop, set that as a screen layer, and it's like all that stays is the fire.
You learned it here, kids. This is
really cool stuff.
Let's go have a bonfire. That's super cool.
Yeah.
I think that's again one of those like tricks for utilizing these tools, and especially if you have the opportunity. You know, most cell phones take really great photos too.
Yes.
So
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
cool. That is super cool.
You got the little fetish Hello Kitty patch right here. You know, just some cute little stuff to throw on there.
Little
you know.
details, little deets.
Yeah. Okay. Easter egg. Does anybody know what clown makeup that is?
Terrifying. I do hate clowns.
It's from a comic book.
I don't know.
Free art prints to whoever can guess what blue clown makeup this looks like.
Okay, comic book. Well, Pennywise is getting thrown out there.
Image Comics.
I'm failing.
Nope. Todd McFarlane. Come on.
Well, like Spawn, but what? I'm trying to think of what's the Violator.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
David
The
Ricksmith for the win.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
David Rick Smith, you're a winner.
David Rick Smith. You know what? David, hit me up on Insta. Let me know where I could send a free signed art print to. You want it? Thank you very much.
How I feel bad for like. I feel like I've disgraced the Todd father. So no, sorry, Sir good. Todd McFarlane.
It's all good. What was that, baby?
I'm gonna drop your email.
Oh, you're gonna drop my email? Okay, great. My wifey sauce is gonna drop the email.
I don't know if it'll let you.
Oh yeah, no, it's not. It's not.
It won't. It'll.
No, it's all right. So, but it's okay. But you know,
I can always.
Okay,
we can.
Megan will help us
do this.
Cyber stalk away.
This out.
So yeah. So here we go. So here is the zombies in full detail. I mean, really, I mean, literally, there's no make cool button, Megan. I literally went in here with, texture brushes.
Right.
I mean, and some of the stuff just a normal, regular brush, just getting in there and noodling the crap out of all this. I mean, using the special texture brushes where I can.
Yeah.
But some of it was just, I just had to buckle up and go in there and manually.
Yeah, totally. I mean, there's so much of that small detail work and like cracks and crevices. I can imagine. Yeah, you just need to to get in there and get dirty. Drago Lindgrand, I'm probably slaughtering your name, so sorry. Thanks for joining us. Did have a question. I know we went over earlier in the show what programs you use. Maybe go through your top, just quick rundown of programs outside of Photoshop.
Yeah, so outside of Photoshop, Corel Painter. I usually use Corel Painter as like my final finessing.
Totally, that makes sense. Thank you.
Final finessing for like glows, effects, making it look more painterly. And actually, this is technically isn't the final. What I can do is open up the final one in Photoshop. I mean, Corel Painter. But ZBrush is another one. For all these zombies, ZBrush and Keyshot to get like the main meat and potatoes, right? And then Blender for any sort of like modeling stuff I needed. Actually, really fun. Okay, so these tents right here, right?
Yeah.
For the life of me, I can't think of what site it was. I think it was some Unity site, but they have their own version of like a Turbo Squid, game ready assets, right? So what I did is I found it completely by accident, never seen it before in my life. So it was like a Turbo Squid version, but like for Unity game ready assets. And I'm like, oh man, I got to pay like, $20 here, $30 here to get the different assets. And you know how like on ArtStation, you could see a 3D object, right? That someone created.
Yeah.
Well, Unity has this like, hey, would you like to see this object, before you buy it? So I was like, crap, I got this big ass monitor right here. So I widened the whole screen, was able to zoom in, and I just took a screenshot at the exact angle that I needed. And then I was like, yes, perfect screenshot. Went into Photoshop right here, and then just dropped the actual asset, digitally painted on top of it, manipulated it, like bashed it to all hell, so it's actually mine. But all I needed was elements in the background to help my main image.
Right, yeah.
So certain things, you gotta pick and choose your battles. Like, what are you gonna paint from scratch? What are you gonna need to like kind of chop and Frankenstein? But at the end of the day, it's all about making it look like you didn't do that with enough finessing, with enough secret saucing. And then of course your main focus being your two zombie badasses right here, right?
Yeah.
So
that's another really great tip too, especially when you're doing work and you are on a time crunch and you're trying to just pull together this composition, and oftentimes back the background and like environmental work around your characters are going to help highlight those characters and contrast. So yeah, that's super smart.
Yeah.
Again,
No,
utilize the
absolutely.
tools that are out there.
No, for sure. And then so yeah, pretty much final final finessing is okay. So another thing, if anyone's gonna look into, and this is what I learned, I'm not like active in entertainment or video game industry, but I actually learned a lot from this test on being able to work more. I feel like I definitely leveled up on this test where I was able to learn from their feedback and also work more efficiently.
Yeah.
But like say even very subtle stuff, like here's like a gradient. You can kind of see the difference right here, right? Color gradients. They're like, hey, can you send us your master file so we can see how you work? You know what? No problem. So here's all the stuff for the background, right?
Okay.
I mean, it's just like crazy. So
much.
Carney sign, you go into there. I mean, so you could see, let's do light bulbs, bam, 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 bam. That goes off, that goes off, that goes off. Main sign, let's see. So that's pretty much all of that build up. So see, just so you guys get a feel for all the different elements.
This is the power of layers.
Yeah.
The power of layers.
And naming your layers.
And naming your layers, which comes up often on the streams. And like I am the worst at it, but I also don't create artwork as a part of my day job. So it's one of those things that since I'm not practicing it, I don't think about it. But especially work
sure. Like
yeah, especially work this detailed.
Yeah.
Name those layers.
Dude, it'll bite you in the ass if you don't nip it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
So
for real.
like here you go. Like here's the zombies. We got top details. I mean, yeah. So yeah, top details. Look at just all that little grit.
Oh
right?
Yeah, just subtle. But it makes such a big impact.
Oh my god, yeah. So we'll go ahead and zoom out, and then I'll break this one down. So you got top details. Let's see, what the hell's layer 75 wound up being like something in his eyeball. Let's see. Oh, okay, so layer 74. See, here's where if you got a lot of these, then so you got your multiply.
Okay.
Multiply is like your shadowing layer. Let's take that off. Here's your overlay. Right. Here's your light and pass. I call it the Dave Greco pass. This is the passing he does right after black and white illustrating, right? Yeah. So all your bleeding, like basically blood pulling and bleeding out, where all the parts of the body would carry a lot of blood, right? So there's your light and pass, main zombies, boom. So we could see, I think I got mad and scribbled something and just forgot about it. So yeah, so then here's the reverse. So main zombies, light and pass.
Okay.
Overlay, that's a color pass. Multiply, that's a color pass and shadow. Your eyeballs, more eyeball pass, and then your final details up in the front.
So good. That last, it's so interesting too, seeing
that
it
last
go back and then forwards again. That last, those little highlights make the detail and the dark values pop so much more. This is a good lesson in contrast, folks. Like
this little guy right here, you can see. I mean,
super cool.
Yeah, they're like because my wife, she does amazing art too. You can follow her on her Instagram, official Goddard, right? Official Goddard too.
Unless they want to follow my dad.
Oh yeah, you can also follow official Goddard.
Her dad's also a badass artist too.
Super great artist.
She always would tell, she gets a lot of flack from people. Oh well, it's on the computer, and then we're like, no man, there is no make cool button. There's no make cool button. I mean, literally, yes, you can kind of use the tools optimally to get you to where you need to be.
Sure.
But when it comes down to some of these details, you got to just buckle up, man, and do it. And then let's break down like, some of the stuff like say on their face right here. So let's do, where is she? I bring it together. Okay. Let's do left girl, right girl. Okay, here we go. So let's go ahead here, zoom out a little bit. All right, so got the little Hello Kitty patch, eye glaze, right?
Oh yeah, that's.
Okay, we've got that is a Dodge, color Dodge, right?
Yep.
Bam. Let's see, zipper highlights, skirt blood, right? Top grit and t-shirt. Let's see. Bam. Details right there. Excuse the nip slip. Sorry, she was the more. The one was a badass. This was the more promiscuous one, so they kind of have two different personalities. And then yeah, so pretty much that's.
I feel like merge layer in this would you would lose. Oh my goodness, it would lose so much. It's really this like gradual, this gradual buildup of highlights and texture, and it almost seems like, not that there's a pattern to it, but you do like highlight, texture, gradient. Okay, a little more texture, a little more highlight, and it's just this consistent. But within that too, I imagine you have a lot of control.
100%. 100%. I think that one was just for the okay, cool. So that one was that was just for the glove. You can see over here. Right. So then we start building that back up, right? So then we go here. Right, so and there we go. Dodge test. Yeah. So
that hazy glaze over her eyes is like, because zombies, I feel like the best zombies have that like milky glaze, and it's really it looks. So it's gnarly. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a big horror. For those of you that I haven't already told, like, I'm a big horror movie fan. So super cool.
You and Maddie would get along great.
I know we're BFFs already.
She's got like her coffin bookshelf. It's amazing. Good stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then she's gonna be doing some streaming too with all of her Nagel like 80s stuff, and I got her. Dude, she's got the pink Razor Kitty headphones, the matching freaking keyboard.
Because she's fly.
I spoiled her right. Like, she's ready. I mean, like, she's OnlyFans ready. Oh yeah, you want to see me draw? Yeah. Like.
No, but we do want to see you draw. We do want to see you draw. And now, everybody, we're gonna watch Gear Lose an Eye live on Twitter. Kidding. Right.
The camera just kind of zooms down.
Non-violent show.
Yeah,
but you need to, Maddie, need to let us know when you do stream. I've seen her work, Official Goddard 2 on Instagram. She does really cool Nagel-style 80s kind of pinup. Nagel did a lot of the artwork for the Cars album covers and stuff. So if you need a reference, super cool stuff. Right. So you said you had the final...
Yeah.
The final countdown. Final version of this in Corel. Can we take a peek?
Gotta give.
I'm excited because I know some of those rad effects and glows and fire sparks brushes that are in Corel, so I'm excited to see what this looks like.
Oh yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. Hopefully it's under my open recent. Oh, yes, here we go. Where was the final? Yes.
It's true. Jess Collins throwing out that Bob Ross icon. As soon as we get to the point where we are Cyberpunk 2077 living in the Oasis, Gear Duran is officially our future Bob Ross.
Future Bob Ross.
That you're taking that up. You're stepping into that. You're taking that mantle.
Yeah. Cyber Ross.
Cyber Ross.
So yeah, let's see. I mean, it's so subtle. I mean, mainly stuff around the edges.
Yeah.
A lot of just more painterly impasto.
Yeah, totally.
Palette knife stuff. Just really just kind of decking stuff out. Kind of getting the edges blurred out so you get a little bit of that forced up the field. I believe, I went in here and started adding a little bit of glow to the Molotov cocktail, and did just a general. One of my feedbacks that I got back is that they didn't stand out enough from the background, so I kind of subdued some stuff in the background.
Yeah.
The lights, the carnival lights, I did those in Painter.
Cool. Yeah.
And so did those in Painter. Added a little bit of like some glow and some haze just to kind of composite around the tent areas. Oh, excuse me. And then just general kind of pumping up of some of the latex outfits right here. Not because you can go overboard.
For sure.
You can't blow it out. You know what I mean? And then no one's happy.
Quick question: you made a comment. You were saying how your two characters sort of were getting lost into the background, and I know a lot of artists and stuff, when you're working on these kind of concept arts and your pieces and you're trying to give a lot of visual information that then can inform future, if it's set design or environment or concept work or whatever. Give us like a quick technique of like how you get those two characters, your foreground characters, to pop off of the background without losing all that background detail, or like,
let's just say I was in a panic at a certain point of this where it just looked like a damn mess. Like you had all your friends' kids over, everyone brought their toys, left them everywhere, and you're like, where do I even start picking up? Like,
got you.
You know what I mean? So, you have to break it down. I'm going to give you two different answers.
Okay.
Break it down in digestible pieces where you're just like, okay, let me get this area done, get it to where it needs to be. Okay, that's great. Get this area done where it needs to be. That's great. So then once you have got all your puzzle pieces together, then you can start manipulating the final image to bring out certain areas more so than others. What you can also do, and this is at a very early on stage, but because I did so much bashing, I didn't have a value composition until almost about maybe 85% of the way.
Got you.
So, but I don't advise doing it that way. I literally got out of this with with a few layers of epidermis off my ass. I drifted into the finish line with 5 minutes done and like 5 minutes left to go on my deadline. And wheels falling off. But I don't advise doing it that way. I got lucky, but I always try to say, figure out the value of your composition first.
Okay.
Because you will fight it throughout the entirety of your image. And at that point, you're wasting your time. It's kind of like gambling. You're losing, you just got to fold and start over. You know what I mean? So, and so I would say if I was able to do this over again, I think it would have came out better. And I would have done it in half the time.
For sure. Totally.
So now that I'm like, oh, okay. Like now it's like, man, I would have done it this way. And that would have been done for, you know what I mean? So, but because this thing almost damn near gave me an ulcer trying to get it done in time. No. So I'm like, oh my God. My friend's like, dude, just relax. Go outside, take a deep breath.
It's a big deal. And I mean, and I think
it's a big deal to me,
Yeah,
so, But it's okay. Like what wound up happening, the team loved it. I mean, they were looking forward to, and believe me, the people that are on this team for this project that I was trying out for, I mean, these guys, these guys are dope, dude.
Yeah.
These guys were stupid dope. Like, made me feel like a second grader at this first time at art class, man. Like, I was like, man, I suck. So, but I want to be around people like that. Because that rubs off on me.
Yeah.
And then I get better because they're stupid good, you know? So
it's that community exchange and the power of like working around people, which we will get back to so soon.
Yes,
but
I know. God, please.
You learn from those around you, and you learn, even if it's one small technique or tactic or, you know, anything, it's all super valuable. So that's that is cool.
It's so funny. Did you see the meme where it was like this cat in the window and it said game devs, and like they're reaching in for the cat, and the cat's like us, right? And it said like vaccines was the arm, and then like he's pulling us back to like the office, and the cat's like, no, I want to stay home.
I know. The future of work from home will be interesting. Who knows?
But I mean, I think it's going to be a mixed mash of like, you want to come in or not? Cool. We don't give a shit. Work gets done anyway. So,
be productive is good.
Yeah.
Well, we've got probably 20 minutes or so left.
That was quick.
I know. Do you want to dive into some VR?
Oh man, absolutely.
Because we're doing all the things today, guys.
Yeah, we're doing so.
We're just checking those boxes, hitting all the marks, doing all the things.
Oh my god! All right, so now again, I barely started. Now Codon is one of the people that. I guess you know now that your
surprise
VR team is working with,
right?
But because you know, it's kind of like a super secret sauce. You know, the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. But so Codon, from my understanding, and this is what they told me, and they said I could talk about it. They said that they're working with Wacom's team, not exclusive, but they're working solidly with Wacom's team with their VR pen.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, like that's some really cool stuff. So, Megan, if you could kind of like dig deep into some of those files, that way at least we can kind of meet in the middle somewhere.
I know. I need to go back and do some research and figure out where we are with it. But VR pen coming soon.
Now, I haven't spent a whole lot of time in Codon yet because I'm actually on some other jobs.
Yeah.
So by any means, this is a very there will be a rough demo, but I want to take this. I don't know a whole lot about it. I know it's very sophisticated, but what I at least want to do is expose you guys to it.
Yeah.
Because I feel this VR sculpting program is going to be the future of taking a VR sculpting program software seriously. It's like I said, this is a sophisticated VR sculpting software. It doesn't look like it's kiddie at all. I mean, this is for like some serious stuff. So I don't know a whole lot about it, but I'm gonna play around with it a little bit right now.
We'll do it.
Let's rock and roll. So let's go ahead and oh my god, there we go.
Do a stretch. I know, posture check.
Yeah.
Also move the chair out of the way so you don't fall.
Yeah. Or smack my lovely girly here.
I'm trying to stay in the corner.
Yeah, don't. Nobody puts Maddie in the corner.
That's right.
Nobody.
You're on timeout. Oh, hey, go, and of course, our little stencil cap is being.
Oh, yay!
And of course, you can make different colors and all that other good stuff. All right, so real quick. Actually, before we go into Codon, I want to show you some ZBrush, what I created. And I got the physical object of it real quick, and then we'll do Codon. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
Cool. So here's like a little alien bust sculpt that I did in ZBrush. And again, you know, it's always like kind of a gas brake with me and learning and getting into new software because I'm busy doing a lot of big analog murals where it's hard for me to get a nice good stretch of time to really deep dive. And it's like, oh, hey, I'm getting somewhere. And then, got to go like, you know, outside and do the other stuff again. Right. So, but at least I retain enough to be able to get, to weave together the 3D and the analog together where, you know, but I know I can definitely tighten up that sort of workflow a little bit. Let's see, recent. Let's see, what do we got here? All right. So of course, the UI. Love to customize my UI.
Yeah, this is, I'm going to say, so we're in ZBrush right now, for
Yes.
those that didn't recognize it, but your UI, your workspace is one of the cleanest ZBrush workspaces I've seen. And
Thanks.
I think what's tough is, so when you open ZBrush, when it's like fresh out the box, there is like
Right.
so much stuff there, and I know that's one of the things that it takes a little while to like weed out the tools that you use, but there are also so many tools in there that you still end up with this really, or you can end up with a really cluttered cluttered workspace. But
totally. So here's a quick little creature study that I did, and I think it took me like a good maybe 6 hours to,
for sure,
give or take. And so did a little bit of poly painting and whatnot. And so, and I think this is around the time where I'm about like a couple of weeks in from getting my 3D printers, right, to make my little stencil caps for my graffiti cans and stuff. So I was like, man, I really haven't done anything sizey. So I was like, well, shit, let me see what this thing can do.
Yeah.
And so this is the ZBrush model. And
super
then
rad.
Here is the actual head sculpt.
Yay!
Of it.
Making things.
So you can see, I mean,
that's it. Yeah.
Pretty big. Yeah, it's got some, it's got some size to it. So, yeah.
Was that one print, or was it two pieces?
Oh no, this is one print, and it actually had a height of that much more to go.
Whew, cool.
So, I mean, right now my 3D printer is an Artillery Sidewinder X1.
Cool.
And there's a place here in Vegas called Friendly Hobbies where they just sell the hell out of these things.
Nice.
They got different nozzle. I mean, they tech them right there too.
Oh,
they also
cool.
fix
That's
them.
always, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, really, really good stuff. But I think this took 2.5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a long time. So yeah, it was crazy.
3D
so eventually,
printing, not quite a fast process.
It was done.
But really rad, and especially to
really cool
ZBrush. Totally.
Exactly.
Covenant Halo vibes for sure.
Exactly.
ZBrush.
Yeah,
to
totally.
3D
Yeah,
printing
Halo.
is a really cool combo too.
Totally Halo Covenant vibes. Yeah, good call. So and then and then this one right here, I'll go grab it off the wall. This was one that was strictly VR to 3D print.
Let me zoom. There we go. Let me swap this. Oh, that's rad. Okay. Sick.
So basically the whole premise behind this one was man, because you know how hunters would hang their trophy animals and whatever,
Yeah.
So I was well, what if some Halo Master Chief, Doomslayer was on a bug hunt and he caught his big game, right? And mounted it on his walls. That's what this is. So you know what I mean? So so eventually what this is just one color, but I'm going to go in there, airbrush it a little bit.
I was going to say, now you can go back to your airbrushing and hit
use
those
all
up
the analog skills. So
that's a full circle, guys. That's called utilizing all the things you know to make something super rad.
Exactly. Totally. Would you mind if I took 1 second to use the bathroom real quick and then come right back?
Please go. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. BRB.
Let's talk to Maddie. Girl.
There you go.
Get over here. Scoot on in. Babes support babes. That's what we're doing right now. So, how did you get into Nagel? How did you get in, discover his art and get into that? Because it's a really fabulously stylized kind of stylized style. That's rad. So how did you discover that and get into his art?
My mom has been, my dad's an artist also, and then my mom has been a hairdresser for 35 years.
Okay.
So in the 80s, she'd show me these cool pictures, and Nagel did a lot of salon advertisements too, along with all the album covers that he did.
Did he do Vidal Sassoon?
I believe so.
I think so. Okay, that's another. Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of got introduced throughout my life, my mom owned a few pieces, and I had gone back and forth from California, so going back and forth to Palm Springs, and his artwork is really popular out there. It's a gallery out there too, and I kind of just, as I was developing kind of my style, I've done realism, I've done like pop art stuff. It's just I kind of just started drawing my girls, and they kind of just got super inspired that way, and then I kind of just nailed it down. I was like, oh, I love doing this.
Super cool.
I do some realistic stuff too, kind of just whatever the client wants, but what I like to paint is kind of in that style.
Yeah. And what so I think you've got gears, the hand-me-down 27-inch Cintiq. What programs do you work in?
So actually, I was like a puny baby program user. I used like Autodesk Sketchbook and freaking Procreate before.
I love Sketchbook. I love it. It's free.
Okay, I love Sketchbook. I know he talks a lot of shit about it. But I do suggest for people that are like beginning into digital,
100%.
Introductory program. Right now I'm currently learning Photoshop and a few other ones, but that's kind of like my go-to. I kind of like it too because it forces me to hand draw like everything. It doesn't have as many tools and cool stuff as it does. So it's a good practice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I actually work in
Photoshop.
Yeah, I work in Sketchbook. I work in Sketchbook a lot on our Monday streams just because I do this like kind of sketch practice, like wake up and just doodle, nothing important. This isn't like gonna show up on a billboard. God, I hope it doesn't show up on a billboard anywhere. But just to like start your week off, and it's a really solid program. It has just enough features. You can do layers, colors, great cool pens and like brushes and stuff, and it's like
right.
It's
and so I love painting women, so I'm just like, it's my jam. My whole life my mom always collected like pictures of women and art.
Yeah.
So I kind of like fell in love with that. Bill Mack is one of my favorite sculptors, and he's incredible, and he I just think there's something beautiful about the woman, so that's kind of my jam.
Feel it. Feel it.
I'll give you the floor back.
All right. Sweet deal.
Thank you, dude.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Oh yeah. Always love sharing the dance more with you, baby. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Let's see here.
You ready?
Filter on Snapchat.
Oh right, yeah. Oh, Snapchat. Freaking millennials.
The snapping in the chat.
Chap snap.
Chap snap. Yeah, I'm like, are you on the TikTok? Do you do TikTok?
Was it assless chap snap? What the hell was that an app?
Thanks to one really solid video I did of gear that was kind of funny on TikTok.
Oh my God.
9,000 followers.
Dude. It's always putting me on blast on TikTok. It's crazy.
You could be viral. You could go viral.
Right? Yeah.
You don't know. People make money on that thing. I don't know how, but
once you hit like 10,000 followers, you start getting the sponsors. It's pretty awesome.
Oh man! All right, let's see what we get. Whoa! I'm inside the computer. No, all right.
He's in the Oasis. Okay, what headset? Let's get hardware down. What are you using?
Oh yeah. Okay, so this one right here is my Oculus Rift S.
Excellent.
Of course, I had to airbrush it a little bit, make it look kind of cool.
Gotta customize.
Right. But I do also want to give a shout out to my peeps over at HTC Vive.
Yes.
They're amazing people, good people to work with. I actually had straight up, but of course we could always go live again. I didn't have enough time to hook it up.
Oh, that's fine. No, you're fine.
Yeah. So, what's great about, look, boom. And then you just kind of do that whole thing.
That's very good in them.
And honestly, I do love both of these. This one, I feel like I could take in my backpack with my laptop.
Yeah.
Go anywhere. This one, even though I have to have the lighthouses up there, the screen resolution, just the general overall immersion for me, it's you can definitely tell the image quality is a lot better in the HTC Vive.
Oh, cool. That's good. Yeah, good to know.
Yeah,
I was gonna say the Oculus Rifts do seem a little more compact, which is really nice.
Right.
we've got a couple of HTC Vives at the Experience Center that we've
Yeah,
been playing
and
with.
let's just face
super
it, you
cool.
know, some of those that don't want a Facebook account, you don't need one with the HTC Vive if you're a super privacy advocate, which
Yeah.
I know I am. Another good headset, which I actually backed early, it's called Deca Gear. Deca Gear.
Okay.
Now they're the first ones to actually integrate facial tracking, eyeball, retinal, tongue, nose, the whole nine. I'm right. So you could like say you're sticking your tongue out at your friend in VR, like you're making the face in VR. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and of course they're super. Their privacy is their paramount, one of their paramount mission statements.
Yeah.
So nothing gets sent out. The only thing that goes in is basically, updates and what have you. Obviously, nothing that you should be worried about. And they were like making that like a main thing. We want to make sure our customers feel like their privacy is like our number one thing. So I was like,
That's
you know what?
cool.
That's dope.
Yeah.
We don't need a stool sample, retinal scan, any of that stuff.
Leave
Like
it
we
at
don't,
home.
you know, you blood type, all that stuff. You know, we want to make sure you're just gonna get in there and have some fun.
Nice.
All right, so let's go ahead and do. Let's see. Let's crack open Codon. I believe we have their latest version that I did. Okay, so they gave me a latest build. Let's see, 3D software gate. Let's see. Use my digital contraband. Can't show you that. Let's see here. Codon gate. Dark build. Yes. Yes, let's do that. It must be done. Okay. And again, guys, I haven't spent a whole lot of time with it. I will be really deep diving into this really hard. But
yeah.
Again, this is one of those that does take. Oh, cool! You're in my headset now. Sweet. I love it. It's like you're right
you
there.
Hear me?
You're in my brains.
Dear, I'm talking to you.
So many brains. Okay. Let's see here. Play area not found. Continue. Oh my god, I gotta do this again. All right. Straight. Jeez Louise. Okay. Define play area. Yes.
Define your area. Safety. Safety
third.
Well, I was gonna say in VR though. Well, maybe just identifying your space is first or second.
Right.
It's always you have to identify the floor. What are your parameters?
Right. I know. I like already did that. Okay. Continue. There we go. All right. Okay, cool. All right. So here's Codon. Let's see. I guess let's go to. So you've got these different types of modes, right? You've got sculpting mode, basically model mode, right? So you're able to like, move, rotate, chamfer. I mean, it's a very sophisticated as far as being able to precisely, accurately move all your stuff. I mean, this just isn't like hey, let me go in here and make something silly. Like it's pretty serious. You know what I mean? So again, I gotta forgive the lack of knowledge about this program, but I definitely want to show you guys what I do, what I can move around in. Sculpting tools, right? You got your clay tool, smooth tool, flatten, crease, kind of like a ZBrush Dam Standard, right? Let's see your brush tool right there. Let's see layout, model. Let's go to home. All right, let's start volume drawing, start modeling. I guess let's do this. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, here we go. Here's our and you know what? Like the are you able to see me okay?
We can see the screen, but I can't see the shape.
Oh, you can't see the
yeah,
shape.
so or the
Okay.
form that you're working with. It's
Gotcha. Let's see here.
we're lost in VR, everyone. Hang tight. We'll get
Right.
there.
Oh,
Okay.
wait, a little bit lower.
Yeah, like wait. There we go.
Lower,
There we
lower.
go. There we go.
Is that cool?
Yep, we're golden.
Okay, now I got my back turning. I'm looking at the ground, but that's okay.
That's okay. This
bear
is
with me,
real
okay.
time.
Yeah, real time. So no, this is cool. And again, we get to work out the bugs. So the kind of like this would be like your clay buildup, right?
Yeah.
And it really does act a whole lot like ZBrush. So you see, I mean here if I swap left, right. Oh yeah, swiping left. You could see that I could decrease my brush size.
Yeah.
Move the size up and down. Let's see here. Let's go into. So now you can see I can kind of smooth stuff out. Let's grab. There we go. Okay. Let's move this up. Here we go. And it also has a.
There you go.
There you go. It has a mode where it's kind of like a sculptress, like where it adds tessellation to where there's more detail, and there's a mode in which it does it automatically, and so you don't have to go in there and like don't worry about stretching out geometry. So like see right here,
Yeah.
right? So I know there's. It's kind of like, oh, here we go. Remesh start. Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Maddie. I was just gonna say. I was like, oh, he is in Codone. Newer VR sculpting program.
Okay. All right. Okay. And. Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Hey, like I said, this is way. Oh, I guess I lost the whole thing. All right. I don't know what. Uh-oh.
It's live. We're live.
What did I do? Model.
Oh, there.
Okay, well, there's
Oh,
a
there.
mode.
Oh, there's a thing.
Again, don't.
You went into stealth mode and you didn't even know it.
Yeah, it's like the Predator switching out his optics here. Okay, home, volume. Again, please don't judge us on my suckiness of this program. Disable symmetry, no. Let's see. Okay, sure, off, whatever. All right, okay, great. So we'll go back into model, sculpting, non-sculpting. Let's see. Oh, we're losing followers.
You got a couple on this side.
Oh, we're good. Don't worry.
All right.
Don't worry.
Let's see. Layout.
Loving the
Oh
gnome.
my god. Loving that nub. Okay. Ghost. Ghost. Well, crap. Okay, obviously I need to do some homework.
But it's cool though. I mean, and it's a
the
neat
level of sophistication that again, they are still building this out.
Right. I was gonna say this is a new program.
Very
So
new. Yeah.
we're
And
good.
then I guess let's try. Oh, here we go. All right, I guess we're in this weird. So we can kind of free sculpt. Right. And then go back in here, smooth some stuff out. Let's see. Free sculpt some more.
Can you lower it a little?
Oh, here we go.
There you go. Yeah.
Let's see. Man, I could only imagine how much more leeway I'm gonna get once I put in that 3090, man. Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's gonna just be sick.
I know there was a Skyball Rats had made a comment earlier about his poor little MacBook wincing at all of the programs. Gear runs like an F-15 of computers with all the things. It's pretty crazy. You've got a super amazing. I mean, If you can build out your own computer, it's always always
yeah.
cool.
Good luck finding parts these days. Believe me, getting that 3090 was a freaking. I had to sacrifice a baby lamb, and do very unsavory things. And let's just. I don't want to talk about it right now. It's just too much PTSD. But yeah.
David Rick Smith, this is trippy. I know. Anytime watching sculpting in VR, especially from like a viewer standpoint of not being in the headset, it's crazy stuff. It's really fun.
Yeah, I mean, you just really can't describe. Whoa, bless you, baby.
Bless you.
I'm so sorry.
Possess you. Only one possessing per day. Brush tool. Smooth. Let's see. Sculpt here. Let's see here. Yeah, no, it's definitely a whole different beast. Once like I said, it's like being inside ZBrush. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so cool. And then again, this is a program we were talking about earlier that has a functionality. And again, I know I'm personally going to be streaming a lot more once things kind of calm down with some of my my traditional jobs. But this is something. This program, you can literally go from this sort of VR sculpting mode into like a tabletop mode where you literally just take off your headset and then you're sculpting on it like you would in ZBrush.
That's rad. Being able to go from your headset to your computer, to a tabletop is a really cool, because it is, I mean, working with a VR headset on in VR for a while can be really difficult. It can be a little disorienting for people, especially if you're prone to like motion sickness or anything. So being able to jump back and forth has got to be really cool.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's real cool. I hope my Codon people are watching this like, yeah, what are you doing? You should look no more. But no, they're really sweet people to work with, and there's so much cool stuff that they're developing for this. Again, like I said, it's like a softcore version of ZBrush and Blender, had a baby.
Yeah.
And they really are putting a lot of effort on this to be a very professional VR sculpting package.
Oh, cool.
So, and again, it's just, I think, like with Unreal Engine, that they use to make The Mandalorian, all the Unreal, that's game engine background. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
and the fact that they have a VR setting in there where you're going inside game engine and manipulating photorealistic backgrounds for real life characters to be in front of. I mean, that's just amazing tech, and it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon.
No, I feel like all of that tech and what's happening in the gaming industry is now starting to move into motion pictures, and like you said, all the tech and design they did for Mandalorian.
Yes.
So good. So cool.
Okay. What's going on, baby?
Can't hear you on the outside here.
Oh, we can't hear. Megan, how's the audio?
Yeah, you should be good. You're pretty good.
Am I good?
You're good. It's only in your headset, I mean.
Oh, only the headset. Okay, that's okay. That's fine. All right. So yeah, and then of course, sculpting. Then the move tool is really powerful. It gets some good dynamic shape. Kind of getting in here and kind of moving things around a little bit. Right, and then let's see what our smooth does.
Can you pop him back down a little?
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
How's that? There we go. Okay.
Thank you. I know. That's the other thing too, is when you're working in VR, because you can pick up this object in this virtual space and raise it up and lower it from a viewer's perspective. You see it. It's in front of you, right? But it's that
Totally.
Our eyes aren't in your eyes yet. We're not there.
Yeah, yeah.
Technology hasn't
Exactly.
merged.
God, imagine how cool would that be if everyone had just like enough hardware and tech to just kind of be in here observing it with me in this
Yeah.
space. I mean, that's just, it's gonna happen.
We're
I mean,
getting close. We're getting close.
I mean, technically, we could do it now. It's just it would take a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
It really would take a lot. There we go. Getting all these smoothed out. All right. Some cool shapes here.
So, we saw this in some of the work you showed earlier too. You do a lot of really great stuff. You do a lot of really great kind of like biomorphic, like insecty inspired aliens.
Yeah.
Do you study like insects anatomy? Like, do you go and like look at like scientific renderings or?
Yes, I do. It's funny you bring that up because I got a really, I mean, seriously, like I nerd out like on freaking dust mites and like crazy like microorganisms. I mean, nature has got to be the best designer. I mean, seriously, like even like, I know it sounds funny and sorry for all you vegans out there, but even like ripping open like a piece of chicken and the landscaping of like the meat tendons inside, I mean that's a whole world. If you put like a macro lens camera and zoomed in and the lighting was just right, that's an environment.
Yeah,
I know it sounds crazy, but like literally, like I've done that, and I'm just like, wow, like there's so much like other shit going on here, like that just people just don't look at it that way.
Right. Well, I mean, we don't. Yeah, I mean, we can't see on a microscopic level, but
right.
We generally just are surface viewing things, but
yeah, just due to our own optical hardware limitations.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy you brought up dust mites, which are terrifying. And so small, and some of the smallest creatures and these microscopic creatures that are like, I'm gonna have the shivers, but they're like terrifying looking, you know?
Oh yeah, no, it's crazy. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, I'm not promising anything, but I'm
hoping for the best.
Okay, yes. I'm going to try to export. Okay, export visible. Yes.
Okay.
Export visible. Okay. It's doing something. The little bar is.
Trying it out in real time.
It's trying it out, yep. Export visible. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So that seems promising. So go ahead. Okay. So that did something. All right. So I'm gonna go. Wow. All right. Sweet.
Welcome back, sir.
Cool. It's like in the first Tron, like.
So good.
Oh my God. Let's see here. All right. I think I still have you on my headset. Let's see here.
Oh yeah, you can pull the audio out of your brain.
Yeah, let's see. Open sound settings. Here we go. How about now? Oh, here we go.
There we go.
There we go. All right. Sweet deal.
How's that?
We're back.
Much better. And we're back. Whoa. Okay, re-res. All right. So, now where did that save to? Good question. Okay, so let's go.
I love the like real time we're figuring it out. This is cool.
I know. It's crazy. Okay,
this is how we learn, folks.
Plugins, resources. All right. Let's see. Assets. Okay, documents. We'll try documents. Okay, documents, codon. Codon VR. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Fine.
Hold on. This looks promising. Sure. Okay. So let's
Yes.
copy that.
Can
Let's
you
go
imagine
here.
if it's one of your pictures from OnlyFans? I'm just kidding.
One of my pictures from OnlyFans. Hey,
Whoop.
whoop.
We're
Great.
gonna have to put up a paywall before we show that.
Click
Right.
here.
Start
Like
dropping them coins.
swipe up. Like no.
Maybe you should wear the kitty head.
Yeah, damn. And do the
Mhm.
Let's
That
see.
tic-tac.
On the tic tac.
On that tic tac.
Okay. Let's go. Let's try to open it up in Blender. Let's do that.
Okay, yeah. Game
Do that.
on. Game on.
All right.
So we're taking the exported VR file that you were working on in
Yeah.
Codone and opening it up.
Actually, no. Scratch that. Let's go. Let's open it up in ZBrush. Let's do that.
ZBrush.
ZBrush. Okay. Let's see. Gojira.
Oh, so cool. Did you watch Godzilla vs.
No, I
Kong?
haven't yet.
Oh,
Really?
you need to.
Oh my god. Okay.
Do you have, you need, surround sound and stuff. It's great.
Okay. Done.
I am a big Gojira fan. I am a kaiju
Yeah.
fangirl. It's great. I won't spoil anything. I have this, vision of how I want, the whatever subsequent movie films that come out afterwards. I want them to go a certain way. And I who knows? No one listens to me, but I have some ideas. It's really cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Beautiful film.
It contains one unsupported pointers. Can be removed. Okay, great. Go away.
Yes.
Hey, there we go.
Turn away.
Oh, and it has that stupid little thing that we made earlier. Got to. Okay. It's okay. Wait. Subtool? Ah, it's all one tool. Darn it.
Oh, it didn't separate the
Yeah,
first shape and the original shape.
Well, it's weird. It looks like it has like a helmet on or something.
This is okay for us. There's a certain angle you had it, and it looked like a turkey, like Thanksgiving, So it's like this alien is being taken over by this turkey body. But still, to show the process and the capability of working in both programs is super rad.
Okay, so we did a little rough writing in Codon, and then let's do document. Oh yeah, if it's not big enough because I like to work full screen.
Okay.
Always go to document, double, yes, control N to new, right?
Mm-hmm.
Drag T, boom, and then now you're on full
Nice
resolution, right? So, yeah, okay, well, shit, let's
do a thing.
Let's get in there, yeah. Okay, let's see, X, ooh, okay, that's cool. So not only did it import it, but it imported exactly on its symmetrical value.
Oh, okay.
Right? So that's cool. Okay, sweet. Let's see what I think a little Z remesh to kind of let's see what our wow, look at that geometry. Okay. So yeah, that's a trip. Interesting. No, seriously, you guys are really exploring along with me here.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool to see. It is funny how it put those two shapes together.
Yeah,
totally
trip out because it was like the low. Oh wow, look at it. Even like the low poly. You could probably even hard surface model from these planes right here. But yeah, this geometry is super smooth. Interesting, because we did kind of take away a little bit from each of the modes.
Yeah.
Right. Let's try to do Z remesh. Okay, go for it. That's fine. Yeah, Z remesh. Come on, my 3090 would have had it done already.
Oh, the struggle.
First world problems. All right. Hey, believe me, man, I worked hard for this crap.
You did. You've put in
I
the
mean,
time.
I feel for you if you got a little like iPad or Procreate. You're like, screw you, man. Like whatever. Like I get it. I've been there. I've totally been there. Okay, cool. All right, so that cleaned it up, and then maybe let's go ahead and double down on our topology here. Okay. All right, that's nice and clean. That seems workable. Okay, let's do a little clay buildup here to start off with. Let's turn that on. There we go. Now we got a little. Oh wow, yeah, it's buttery now.
It's a little chilly in here.
Chili, this thing's like a freaking space heater. Computer's like, hot.
I'm just super cold all the time.
Oh man, Megan, you know it's a trip. I actually had to get. Okay, so like they kicked down the video. I got the video card, right?
Yep.
Well, guess what? I had to get a new power supply because my power supply is not beefy enough.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Do you
yeah,
have
so-
what do you have for a power supply?
Okay,
Also, if you're
so-
running a big computer, if you're building a big computer, get
Yeah.
an independent power supply. What do you
Yeah,
have?
no. So right now mine's an 85. It's the Cougar Conquer. Actually, here we go. The Cougar Conquer 850, right?
Okay,
I think
yeah.
it's rated 80 plus bronze. You know, not too bad. Not too bad. I mean, it's good for it's a good for a good professional build.
Yeah.
But with these two freaking, Dodge 500 horsepower Hemi head graphics cards they just came out with, one would actually overpower the whole thing,
Oh.
along with the Threadripper and the RAM and everything else that I got. So, but here's another thing. I mean, my motherboard is decent. Not sure if there would be any bottlenecking going on. My RAM, I'm running 64 gigs of RGB Trident Z. I think the clock speed is 3600, but you need to go into your BIOS, by the way, because default out of correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, but default you're always going to run at 2000 clock speed.
Oh.
You need to go into your BIOS and actually clock it up to get the speed that's labeled on the actual box.
Got you.
Yeah. So
I
that's
think again, if you're building a computer, I'd hope you'd know where your BIOS is and how to.
Yeah. No shit.
If you don't know, have someone build it for you.
And get
Or-
a Mac and then
Get
Yeah.
gear to it.
get gear to do it for you.
Get gear to do it for you.
Awesome.
Oh yeah. Man, you got to show off your rig one of these days. It looks crazy. And of course, now that she changed her taste, well, I want to go from like the goth spider theme to like a vaporwave, like white and pink theme. And yeah, and I'm
Well,
like,
the good thing he's really good with the airbrush, so it's
I know. I was like, "Hi, it's not like you can't just airbrush it again." Remember, you did that giant mural in 2 days. We've heard how fast you can work.
yeah.
We've seen.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. No, this is working out pretty good. So
This is super cool. I feel like this is definitely, again, he was in Codone for VR and now then exported that into ZBrush. I think this is that next kind of future level of working in VR and kind of that harmonious, the ecosystem that's being
totally.
really built now between that VR design space and kind of desktop computer ran
Exactly. And what I'm doing
3D
now,
spaces.
what I'm doing now technically, and I like I said, I got to keep getting in there and figuring it out. And my apologies to some of my Codon peeps, but you can do this in Codon.
Yeah.
Like this
yeah.
is one of the added features
Cool.
that you go from VR, but because again, I got to do a little bit more homework on it. So
We'll learn.
forgive me. But yeah, we could go from there to here just by merely just swapping off your head.
Yeah.
And so not your head. Yeah, swipe out your
Please
head.
leave your head on.
Please leave your
Just
head
keep
on.
this detached.
Right. You need that. And
It's-
yeah, so that's one thing.
It's like Labyrinth. How come your head doesn't come off?
Off with your head. So yeah, no, this is it's a really cool workflow.
Super
and
cool.
and again, being able to go in there and even some like say even with like you go into into ZBrush and you have like some like kit bash pieces, right?
Yeah.
You can export each one of those pieces into Codon and kit bash with those.
That's
so
rad.
It works both ways.
That's cool.
Right? So if you don't want to model thing from scratch, but you want a base to start off of, you can definitely do that.
Or if you have work, maybe it's older pieces or something that you've done already. Like
right. Yeah, you could make your own, you know what I'm saying? You could totally make your own and make your own proprietary library.
Yeah.
You go somewhere like QBrush or Cooperbrush, Brush,
something.
You know what you want to talking about,
Yeah.
right? You know, ArtStation or Gumroad and sell your assets, you know what I mean? And then that should be it. But other than that, you know, and of course, one of my other favorite are you guys cool? You guys want to maybe show one more thing?
Yeah, one more thing. I was gonna say, yeah. Let's again, if anyone, I know a few people popped in the chat. Yeah, any questions? Bring them our way. But yeah, what else? One more thing. What else you got?
10 more things.
10 more things.
Someone said your digital art is awesome.
We do value hydration on this stream, so thank you for hydrating.
Oh my God,
sometimes
I know.
Gear boxes in VR and he gets all sweaty.
Yeah.
Just you gotta do a solid 20-minute workout in lightsaber.
Oh man. That boxing game and I was like, oh man, I'm totally gonna take this dude. And then like a minute and a half in, I'm like, I'm like, fuck, I suck. Like,
it's for your
I
muscles.
was like, I gotta work on my cardio.
Thanks for that hydrate.
Yeah. And it's so funny because you could go to like the ref and just like smack him around real quick. Just, and he just like goes there and
that's always nice. You have to, that's always a good thing. That's a good thing.
It's so funny.
Like, one guy that's afraid to fight.
Yeah. You like or no, when you started the boxing game, like the refs right there, like I was like, oh okay, when I just kind of like tapped him in the nuts real quick, he's like, and just like looks at me funny and just.
It's reactive.
It's reacting. Yeah, I was like, how good are the physics? Bam! Like,
pretty good. Pretty good.
Too funny. Okay, cool. So that works. And let's see. So let's do. Oh yeah. It was in okay. So in the spirit of actually showing you guys some of my graffiti stuff, what I want to do is yeah, let's do that.
Let's do some VR graffiti.
Hell yeah.
Graffiti. Trying to think of how to combine VR and graffiti, and graffiti.
Yeah, right.
Graffiti was the best I could get.
Graffiti. Let's see here. Control Alt. Now it's still showing up as maybe. Oh man. So if any of our listeners like had they done aerosol at all? Anybody in the chat?
Yeah, I know. I mean, off the top of my head, I can call out Skymall Rats. I know he's done some attempted airbrush work. He succeeded at airbrush work. But yeah, I don't know. Anyone else there do any spray paint or airbrush work? I have spray painted things, but I am not a spray paint artist. That's two very different things.
Yeah, really cool. You guys able to see the screen pretty good?
Yeah, we sure can.
Nice, sweet deal.
It's a non-messy way to practice.
This is great,
Actually, and it's so funny. I just saw this right now. I've been wanting to get Maddie on spraying, helping me spray some walls, right? This is totally the perfect thing to actually. I mean, it really simulates like actual CAD control.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, totally cool. Let's see. Do I have anything in my library? No. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a really easy, clean way to learn.
Yeah, totally. Oh, cool. Yeah, so I go in there. You can see my little avatar, my little guy right there.
Oh yeah.
So, you got your little dirty little dungeon hangout.
Fun.
You got some porn on beta over there. You got the DJ, you got your cognac right there. Get your little freak on, right? Cool.
So
I actually had a place like this in LA. I lived inside the First Street Bridge. No, the
Gotcha.
4th Street Bridge in LA, before they tore it down to add to it. And it was actually a storage facility for the city that they abandoned.
There you go.
Yeah, good stuff. Rooftop, okay, we did the rooftop, train yard, subway, the bunker. Yeah. Let's see here. Plaster wall. Do a truck, brick wall. Let's do subway wall. Let's do. I like the rooftop. Rooftops.
Rooftops, yeah.
Yeah. All right, good stuff. And this actually uses a real color palette from a spray can company called Iron Lac, but I don't think they are currently in distribution right now.
Oh, okay.
But I'm trying to get my buddies who are Loop Colors to replace the palette. Let's see here.
How do you improve color theory when you're doing graph?
Oh my God, color theory when you're doing graph, honestly, learn it just traditionally, and then the tools just straightforward apply. Let's see. Okay, great, yes.
So what program is this again?
Okay, so this is called King Spray.
King Spray. Okay.
Yeah, so basically you can see right here, it's got all the different colors right here.
Yep.
This is a brand called Iron Lac. These actually are the real colors,
Nice.
by the way. And then over here, you've got all your different spray tips, pink dot, and these are the actual ones that are really used, right? You got standards, New York fat cap, pink dot, thin cap, 100% beef, feather, duster, cyclops, and then let's see, you can adjust the pressure. That's something you can't really do in real life, but it's actually on the valve itself. Yeah, so we'll go ahead. Let's go ahead and blocking some stuff in. We'll turn the pressure all the way up. Let's go ahead and let's see here. Fat cap, pink dot. Yeah, the can. Cyclops. Here we go. All right. So let's do. All right.
And can you imagine if it was spraying was that fast?
Yeah. Yeah, boo, FTP. No. Let's see here. Damn. There are some caps that spray this freaking nasty. Let's see here. All right. But yeah, you back off from it, you get a little bit close, and then it kind of,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it really does.
The lighting, like how there's
Right.
a little, we see you moving. Yeah, the frame rate's a little slow, but I think that's just inherent in trying to live stream VR through Zoom,
Right.
etc. We see how fast you're moving, and then the screen is like, hold on. But it's cool because you still, how the texture and the lighting on those bricks and stuff is still showing through as you apply the paint on it. But yeah, this is cool.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder, do you think it's, I'm hardwired in to the internet.
I think it's just,
You think it's graphics card or?
I don't know. Let's tear apart your system. No,
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes, and I've had this experience with some VR programs before, is there's just so much visual information that the frame rate, you're moving faster, and so it's trying to deliver that, I don't know.
Okay, gotcha.
That was I don't know what any of the words I just said. It's fine.
It's okay.
The gerbil running the internet can only run so fast.
Hope everybody enjoyed the Instagram live this way.
Oh no, it's dead. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, but you had more battery.
All right, so I'm like layering a little bit of navy blues here.
cool how it glistens. Like,
Yeah.
In the sunlight. That's good.
All right, kind of blending some of that in. A little bit hotter. Let's see. So we're gonna do a nice big fade right here. Go. It's so funny, Megan, is that when I was living over at my friend's house, his girlfriend came back from work or whatever, and what I'm doing is I'm actually in VR playing King Spray right now, this program. And what I did, because I can't reach the top, I actually got a step stool. Like as I would if I were actually at a wall and I was stepping on the step stool, getting the top parts.
Oh my goodness.
So she walks in, sees me with the headset on a step stool, painting in midair. She's like, what the fuck are you doing?
That's hilarious. I'm trying to reach the top of this wall.
Yeah.
At least you didn't fall forward off of that step.
Oh, I know. It's so you're like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? She's like, this just doesn't look great. Like, too funny. Too funny. All right, let's see what kind of palette these guys get. Let's get some. Here we go. All right.
Yeah, it's like a legend.
Let's see. Cyclops, Feather Duster, Standard. Let's see, let's do Fat Cat. Alright, so let's go here. Alright, I'll look around, make sure I'm not like gonna hit anything.
It's like mesmerizing to watch. Sorry. like just super into it. And yeah, I think it is a Zoom, like Zoom screen share has a weird effect on frame rate, but we can at least see. It's just a couple steps behind your motions.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty cool. It's super cool though.
Cool. Let's see.
It's a full body workout, spray painting. Graffiti is a full body workout. You gotta like side to side, do your lunges, like sumo squats.
Totally.
All you need is like a lift from inside.
Yeah, the lift, yeah. Beep, beep.
Gear always tries to take me on the lifts when he's doing his murals, and I get really scared.
She's like a whole lot of fuck no.
Oh no, yeah. If you're afraid of heights or anything, that's not good. I do love
any roller coaster or do anything, but for whatever reason, the lift just.
It's a different.
Shake it around and be crazy. You know
yeah, boom lifts are crazy because you're in a basket at the end of a toothpick, and it's definitely a little precarious.
He's always jumping around and he's like, it's fine, see?
Oh
he's
my
like,
goodness,
stick it all the
yeah.
way up. Like, no.
He's like, let's go straight up in the air and see what happens. I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Let's not.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Gear, you live in Las Vegas. You're surrounded by a lot of desert.
Yep,
Right.
I know.
I mean, when we go to that California trip, they said that he's going to be up like 300 plus feet in the air.
What? That's insane.
Yeah.
Artists.
Yeah.
They said
Yeah.
it's easier to find, artists that they'd like to have on there, just not so much people that want to go that high.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's gonna be a big. That's tall. That's real tall.
I mean, the side of a power plant is going to be big time.
Yeah, I mean it's really amazing how much 1-to-1 that it simulates.
Yeah,
real
this is super cool.
Let's go here. All right. Like right there. I'm like, damn. I know, right?
A little smack in the face.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No hitting.
Real
No
time
hitting
power
in class.
Sorry, I'm like in the way. I'm trying to.
No, you're good. You're good. Yo, B, you messed up my piece. Like,
I did. Look at that.
Now we're at the battle dance portion
Yeah.
of our stream.
Too funny.
I will say that when Gear is painting like a wall large scale, his straight lines are ridiculous.
Thanks. Thank you.
Except
Look at that.
for
Look at that
one.
shit. Look at that shit right here.
I was gonna say, yeah, these
Pretty damn good.
actually,
I got
that
a
is a
plastic
fabulous
video.
question, Skymall Rats. Sir, Gear Duran, in the time that you've been using Wacom devices, which has been a while now, have you used our airbrush pen?
You know what? I haven't.
Huh. Why? I'm like, how did we miss the boat
No,
on that?
nobody bought. No one gave me the memo. No one said,
That's
"Hey."
so funny. Okay, I'll get you one. I'll get you one. Since it's the same technology as Pro Pen 1 and not Pro Pen 2, it doesn't have the same levels of pressure sensitivity as a Pro Pen 2. Skymall Rats, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think for airbrushing, I don't know if that's as relevant, but it's pretty cool. I know Skymall Rats has been using it in some of his like mech paintings and stuff, and is enjoying it.
Oh, I ran out of paint, guys. I don't know what to do.
I love how it simulates that.
You run out of paint? That's
No,
like
No, and then you gotta like go to like the hardware store and steal paint. So
this is now VR Sims. There you
yeah,
go.
totally.
This is too cool.
Oh.
Well, yeah. Here, take a couple steps back. The frame rate is getting a little wonky and slow, but let's take a step back and look at it.
Yeah, so there's a quick little,
super cool.
you know, a little fast little one-liner, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. This
Yeah.
is rad. Well, let's do this. We're getting close. It's
Oh, man.
4:45.
Yeah.
We've done so much work.
Got a pretty good session. Man. Jeez.
Literally all the things. Again, thank you, Gear. You're brilliant. This is like
Oh, no.
multidisciplinary artist here at your best.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna do this because then it looks like I'm sitting on the ground in your little space here.
Oh my god.
Any
Sorry it took us a little bit of rough road to get here, but
hey, we got here. It's fine.
we
That's all
got
that
here.
matters.
Yes. Yeah. And honestly, it kind of worked out because like, you know, we got everything set up right. We're able
Yeah.
to pull it off, and
Got
we're
the
able to
rad
talk a little bit more
chair.
in depth about what we're doing. So, yeah.
Killing
No,
it.
thank you
Killing
guys
it.
so much. This has been so fun.
It's
And want to thank you guys for the endless years of fucking love and support and always being there. And
We love our people.
I as a creator, as someone who uses these things every day as a professional, seriously, like, you guys have really made an impact with me. So, from the late nights, the stolen convention passes, to the Forge convention passes. I mean, we've had some good times.
That's an artwork all its own.
It really is.
It's a skill. Well, any questions from the chat before we scamper off to Ramen Town? Don't forget, you guys are having ramen for dinner.
That sounds freaking amazing. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Maddie's got it on lock.
Right.
Well, okay, so if we don't have any questions, let's do, where can people follow you, Gear Duran?
Yes.
On Instagram? It's easy.
People can follow you on Instagram at Gear Duran. And naturally, you guys can give Maddie a follow. My beautiful, awesome wife and creator herself, official daughter too. So she's really easy to find on mine. Twitch, obviously you guys are here already, so
I was gonna say both of you guys are on Twitch, right?
Yep. And then yes. And then and basically I guess Twitter's the same handle. It's all pretty much the same handle. And then website, artbygear.com. And I think that's it, really.
Super.
Yeah.
All the places.
All the places.
All the places. Well, I know, so we can't. I know it. Girl, you got modded. Caught you. Art by Gear. Yeah, artbygear.com.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Follow him on social. You do a lot of streams and you give out a lot of information, and it's always great. It's always fun just to see what you're working on.
Yeah.
Always cool stuff. Always rad colors. Always
Thank you.
crazy aliens and zombies
I
and monsters
just want to.
stuff.
And hey, you mind if I shout out some of my sponsors aside from you guys?
Yeah.
So thank you, Wacom. Also, if you guys, a lot of people ask where I get some of my threads from. Hit up my boy Nate, Neophoric. That's actually better known. He used to own the clothing company Damascus, but now he owns Neophoric.
Okay.
That's his brand. Main Gear. Thank you guys so much for some of the cool hardware and the nice, super comfortable chair. And Cyber Power PC, for throwing me down. Who else?
HTC Vive.
Oh, HTC Vive, right? Gonna be
him.
also airbrushing that unit and headset as well. And then also Codon for working with me, and obviously gotta spend some more time in there, right? So
You've got some homework.
You guys some very new software and just give them a like. Tell them Wacom and I sent you. Follow my Instagram. It's KODON. And then tell them how bad I did and to let the lashings begin.
They're Codon 3D on Instagram.
Yeah, Codon 3D on Instagram.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Maddie.
Yes. And then again, a lot of cool stuff coming up with Codon and Wacom's VR pen. I had no idea they were super in depth with that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more to
Makes
explore
sense.
there, I believe, on maybe a future stream. So
Hell yeah. 100% is 100%. We got to come back and revisit that.
Absolutely. And then
what else? Who else?
I think that's it. Yeah, Neophoric, Codon, you guys, Main Gear, Cyber Power PC, my buddy Tony Crisp for also helping out with the Cyber Power connection, and AMD for making some dope ass shit. Yeah. So
that's it. Being
hey, if you want to hang with the big boys, man, that render time, I'm telling you, thread rippers are the way to go. I know they're a bit much, but if you're a content creator, you want that render time down, Threadripper CPUs is definitely, as far as I know, industry choice for some of my guys that are in the industry. Check them out, and I know they're actually pretty accessible still. So
nice.
Yeah,
that's super cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again. Thank you, Gear. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you, everyone in our chat.
Thank you, ramen. It's going to be in my
Thank you,
belly.
ramen. Thank you, dinner. It's happening. Thanks, everyone, for watching and tuning in. We will, of course, be back on Friday at our regular stream time of 3 o'clock in the afternoon on the Pacific time with Christopher making some rad stuff. The stoke, of course, will be so high.
And I will be harassing you guys on your stream.
Flip it. Yeah, he's going to be troll... put the mods on high. Troll epic. Thanks as always. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day.
Yes.
Keep on creating, get some rest, stay hydrated, and we will see you guys soon.
Always.
All right.
Love you guys. Thank you so
Bye,
much.
guys.
Bye, Megan. Peace.
Bye.
Wait, where's my thanks for joining? Whoop.
Where
Where did I lose everything?
Ah!